It's the game of the summer so far in the Cape Cod baseball. It's the game of the summer so far in the Cape Cod Baseball League. The Harwich Mariners welcome the Y-D Red Sox for an opening day rematch. That's Milo Hoffman. I'm Luke Brenneman. Milo, we've been here for 2 weeks of baseball. Yeah. It's safe to say these have been the two best teams in the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Yeah, I definitely think that's safe to say. Y-D's coming in 6-1. Harwich 5-2, of course, last night. The Mariners suffered probably the worst loss of the season so far, a heartbreaking walk-off grand slam to Wareham. So trying to bounce back today against Y-D, and yes, it's definitely the game of the year to this point.
So speaking of last night, you get walked off, you blow a 4-2 lead in the ninth inning. Mariners could smell their sixth win in a row. There goes the streak. There goes the win last night. How do you bounce back tonight at home?
You just got to have a short memory, right? I mean, you got to come out here and forget that last night happened. You learn from your mistakes, right? That's how baseball works. And the best part is that you're right back out here today. I think the Mariners need to do a better job of getting on and then stealing bases and making sure that they're successful doing so. That's why they've been one of the best players this year in the Cape, and they didn't do that successfully yesterday. Only 2 walks to the Mariners, which is a season low. So get on base and take advantage of their base stealing success.
The Mariners will have their hands full tonight. The Red Sox are number 1 in the Cape for record. They're the first team to 6 wins. They're 6-1 in the first 7 games. But Milo, James Littman is going to get the ball. He's the starter for Harwich with 5 innings of 1-run baseball. His first start of the summer. That was in Bourne. Yep. What's going to be the difference tonight?
Yeah, I think James Littman's going to play a massive role. You talked about that game against Bourne, 5 innings, maybe some length from Littman because the Mariners seem to have a very strong bullpen in that back end spot. So if they can get it to those guys with a close game down the stretch, I give the Mariners the advantage. So James Littman, I'm looking for 4 or 5 innings again tonight.
2 teams atop the Cape, dueling it out on Sunday night here at Whitehouse Field. We'll be live on TV at 5:30. Join us. The two teams atop the Cape Cod Baseball League meet for a Sunday night matchup right here at Whitehouse Field. It's the Y-D Red Sox and the Harwich Mariners. With Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman. We're thrilled to have you with us on Cape League TV tonight. Milo, in the first 2 weeks of the summer, it's still young, but it is fair to say these are the two best teams as of right now.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. The Harwich Mariners and Y-D Red Sox, a rematch of opening day just a little over a week ago, and the Y-D Red Sox took that one by a score of 8-5. But ever since, these two teams have been the top of the crop in the Cape Cod Baseball League. But of course, both of them coming in with different momentum right now. The Mariners, a heartbreaking loss last night, and Y-D back in the win column after their win yesterday.
Y-D has taken 6 of their first 7 games. The Mariners come in 5-2 after ending their 5-game winning streak last night in a blown save on the road at Wareham. But it's time to flip the script. Sunday night baseball on the Cape. The Mariners starter tonight will be the right-hander out of Florida Atlantic University, James Littman. Littman, a native of Boca Raton, Florida. The rising junior stands at 6'1", 197 pounds. And the righty started all 15 times that he appeared in the collegiate season, went 8-3 for record, pitched 83 in the third with a 3.56 ERA. Littman, in his opening start this summer for the Mariners, dealt. On the 14th of the month, he went to Bourne. The Mariners won that one 6-3, Milo, and he pitched 5 innings of 1-run baseball.
Yeah, and the biggest stat out of that start, I think, was the 8 strikeouts that he had against Bourne. So his strikeout stuff was working against the Braves. He has a fastball, slider, changeup mix, a little bit of a curveball at the end. He goes to the fastball about 51% of the time, and the slider 28%. Mainly a heater slider guy. Those are the 2 pitches that he's going to go to a whole bunch today.
Y-D, it'll be Jake Souders, the right fielder, then Brock Kettleston in center, batting third out of Vandy, the third baseman Brody Johnston, 4, 5, and 6, Avery Ortiz, Tommy Gooden, and Phoenix Call. And then the final 3, Caleb Daniel, Mateo Cerna, and John Beverly. 75 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. First pitch, fastball down, and we're off and running. 5:32, what a night for a 5:30 first pitch right here at Whitehouse Field. Two teams that have become strict rivals in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Y-D knocked Harwich out of the postseason last year. 1-0's fouled off by the right fielder Souders, and then you have the two longest-standing managers going against each other. Steve Englert in season 28. Scott Pickler for Y-D in his 29th season out here. And it's just the first couple weeks of the Cape. But there's some serious juice in this matchup tonight.
Yeah, and that's why you see so many scouts here. If you look at this screen behind home plate, I mean, there are a ton of scouts. And just the fans here at Whitehouse Field know this is a big-time matchup.
2-strike pitch, swing at a miss at the slider away, and Littman punches out Souders to get the party started.
Yep, 8 strikeouts in his last start against Bourne, and right back to that same exact juice. He has some real strikeout stuff, does Littman.
Let's take a look at the Mariners defensively tonight. Garrity in left, Kirikoff in center, Colin Larson in right. The infield, a switch up here. Kurland making his Mariner debut. That's Cade Kurland, longtime infielder at the University of Florida, pairing up with Smolinski, Peltier at the hot corner, and Coates back on the first base bag. Center fielder Kettleson takes the first pitch. And the battery connection with the right-hander out of FAU, James Littman. It will be Trent Grinlinger, his first start as the Mariners catcher this summer.
And good to see Grinlinger back there behind the dish for the first time. We've seen him in action as a DH so far with the Mariners, and he's done nothing but hit ever since arriving. So now excited to see what he brings on the defensive side.
Kettleson takes down and in. Now 3 consecutive balls to start this at-bat. Kettleson out of Stanford. He's 4 for 12 so far on the Cape. Knocked in a pair. 3-0. Fastball lands. And we'll see if Littman can climb back in this at-bat. Milo, we mentioned in the open, it was a heartbreaker last night for the Mariners, up 4-2 going into the bottom of the 9th on the road over the bridge in Wareham, and the Mariners fall on a walk-off grand slam 8-4. 3-1, jam shot, punched foul, and the count's full.
You got to respond if you're Harwich in a perfect way to do that is to have a clean first inning for the Mariners. You want to get that out of your memory as fast as possible. So a lot on Littman right now to hold down Y-D in this first inning and get the offense back with the bats.
In the Mariners' 5-2 start this summer, they have scored the first run in 6 of the 7 contests. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Nasty with the off speed. And a pair of punch-outs to start off the Red Sox for Littman.
Yeah, that off-speed seemed like it was up in the zone. Maybe not exactly where he wanted it. He's shaking his head, Littman, as he walks around the mound right now. But still, that change of speed is what fooled the hitter, Kettleson. And, hey, listen, if you have that fastball, anything other than the heat is going to look different. And it certainly fooled Kettleson there.
Here's the Vanderbilt product, Johnston. Swing and a miss at a first pitch slider. Fastball, slider, changeup. The mainstay for Littman, the fastball right at 50% of the time, the slider more often than the change at 28%. Here's the 0-1. Johnston smashes one down the line, but foul. And Littman quickly gets ahead 0-2. In his first start, 8 strikeouts against Bourne. He only walked 2. That was a big win for Harwich, Bourne the defending champs of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Y-D hosted the Bourne Braves last night. They were out-hit 8-4, but still won the game 4-2. The 0-2 just barely misses the outside corner.
If you were to look at Johnston's bat, you'd think it's Mother's Day, but it's Father's Day. Johnston's bat coated in all pink. But happy Father's Day to everyone out there.
Indeed. What a beautiful Sunday every year. The 2-strike pitch got him. The slider is cooking early for Littman. And he lights a fire on the first 3 Red Sox. 3 punch-outs to kick things off. We'll be right back on Cape League TV. We're back here in Harwich, a scoreless top half of the first. Happy Father's Day. A lot of dads out here on Sunday night at Whitehouse Field. And let's take a peek at the Mariners' starting lineup tonight. Leading off and playing right, the product of Boston College, Colin Larson. Batting second, playing third, J.P. Peltier. Batting third, the everyday infielder, Ty Smolinski. 4, 5, and 6, Trent Grinlinger, the catcher out of Tennessee. Quentin Coates, the first baseman out of Cincinnati. And Cade Curlin playing second base, a 3-year starter for the Florida Gators, has since transferred to LSU. He is officially a Mariner for the first time tonight. And then Sean O'Leary, the DH, Ryan Garrity in left, and Kirikoff in center will round out Steve Englert's starting lineup tonight. Alongside Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman. See if the M's can strike first against the 6'9" right-hander Hunter Watkins. That fastball misses away.
Yeah, Luke, I saw him walking around earlier today, just around the ballpark. He is massive. Like,
I
just
actually
huge.
think the TV does him justice looking at it right here. He is that big. Sometimes you just can't really picture how big they are. The 1-0. Larson takes fastball inside. That one was at 95. You dive into Watkins a little bit. He was out all of 2026 at Oklahoma State, his junior year, with a knee injury. In 2025, he started 10 times, appeared 14 times, 52 innings of action, a 6.23 ERA, struck out 54. Bouncing ball up the middle, picked by the shortstop Ortiz. Low throw, but it's dug out by Gooden, and the Mariners dugout erupts. Here comes Steve Englert immediately.
This did not take long.
Milo, it looked like he dug it out, but kind of popped it in the air and then re-caught it.
Yeah. First base umpire Carl Rodriguez was shaking his head like he was certainly right with that call. But, I mean, talk about a really nice pick by Ortiz, the shortstop, on the short hop. And then, the throw was just low.
Well, Colin Larson is still at first base. He's absolutely safe.
Yeah. Oh, there's no question about that. The ball was not in his glove.
There is no replay review. Some of the charm of Cape Cod is the old-school nature of everything. And now both
I could see this one being overturned.
Noah Hobart and Mike Hinosa over there at third are going to talk about it.
Oh, that was funny. Hinosa has had his hands crossed, and I could, this one is pretty obvious. If we showed them the monitor in front of us, I mean, this play should be overturned.
If only you could do that every time.
Want to flip it over?
As the conversation continues, we'll take one more look at this. So it was dug out, but I don't really, all due respect, that's a tough one to miss. Unless the initial call, Milo, was that when he dug it out, he did have possession, because you can catch a fly ball.
I mean, it was in his hand for half a second. I don't know, probably less.
But sometimes you do see that in the outfield where a guy will catch a ball and then kind of move his glove, and they'll fly out.
And they'll keep it, and they'll say he's
still an out.
Yeah, Larson's just over there at first base. He thinks he is safe on this one. Oh, wow.
My goodness. All that talk for nothing. It's a 6-3 put out for Larson, and that's a bad beat for the M's. One down, nobody on for the third baseman, J.P. Peltier.
Yeah, I mean, that was just, I don't think that was the right call.
It's also a big base runner taken away from the Mariners. Larson has snatched 7 bases on the summer. That leads the CCBL. Infield shifted to the left. Peltier goes the other way and dunks it into right center for a base hit. There were 3 Y-D infielders to the left side of the second base bag, and they must not know the scouting report on Peltier because he smashes the ball the other way.
Yeah, I mean, he had that 3-run homer to deep left field, but ever since, I mean, a couple hits yesterday to opposite field, and then the walk-off single a couple days ago right here at Whitehouse Field was the opposite way as well. Just going with the ball, and a beautiful piece of hitting.
Runner on for the M's. Peltier 7 for 7 in stolen base attempts. He has a big lead. He goes. First pitch, fastball away. Throw down to second. Not in time. That's now 8 for 8 for the Mariner third baseman headed to Kentucky this offseason.
Yeah, he now leads the league with 8 stolen bases. Takes over for Colin Larson. I bet you Colin Larson would say he'd had the lead right now if he was safe over at first.
The Mariners might have the lead right now because Larson probably would have stole second, and Peltier's base hit brought him in. But Peltier in scoring position for this guy, Ty Smolinski. This one's looping towards left center field. Kettleson on the chase. It's in the gap. The wave is on for Peltier. He scores with ease. And an RBI 2-bagger for the shortstop Smolinski. The Mariners strike first in the opening inning.
He's just so good. I mean, he is just a hit machine. Came into the day hitting .346. That's another RBI. Give him 7 RBIs on the season now. That takes sole possession of leading Harwich. And, I mean, Ty Smolinski is a reason why the Mariners are one of the best teams in the league right now.
This top 3 for the Mariners. No Julio Solier tonight. He started every single game this summer, an off night for him. But the top of the order continues to rake. Brings up the catcher, Trent Grinlinger. Grinlinger now in just his 3rd start for the M's this summer. He's 2 for 6, has a grand slam home run in his debut, and has walked twice. Runner in scoring position. Smolinski has speed. 1-0. Up and in. Hunter Watkins is now a 3rd-year Cape Leaguer. He was here in 24. His best season in the Cape came in 2025 with the Red Sox. He started 4 games, 18 innings pitched, a sub-2 ERA, 2-0, hit the other way and foul. In just 18 innings last summer, Watkins struck out 20 and only walked 4. And so far this summer, he pitched against Orleans a couple days ago, 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs. So the Mariners get after him here in the bottom of the first, trying to do a little bit more than just the one that's already across.
Yeah, Y-D had the bullpen also getting loose earlier in the inning. Now people start to sit down.
2-1. Grinlinger lays off the high heat. For a guy who's 6'9", Milo, Hunter Watkins, the fastball comes in around 88 to 90, slider at 82, the cut fastball high to mid-80s, and the curve all the way down to the mid-70s. Grinlinger eyeing down a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Up and in, the third walk of the summer in just 6 at-bats for Grinlinger. And now it's first and second with 1 down for the Mariners. And Quentin Coates gets a turn in the first inning.
Is this not exactly what the doctor ordered for Harwich? After a brutal walk-off last night that the Mariners suffered, walk-off grand slam, you come right back to Whitehouse Field, and now you're quickly on top 1-0 over Y-D, who's the best team in the league. I mean, this is exactly what you want.
Y-D's lone loss of the summer came just 2 nights ago against Katuitt. Mariners are 1-0 against the Kettleers this summer. Quentin Coates takes a first pitch strike on the outside corner. Watkins reached back on that fastball, came in at 94 on the radar gun. So 2 on, 1 out, 1 already in. The Mariners lead 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Watkins looks in, the 0-1. Coates blasts it right at the second baseman on 1 hop. Call can't get there. The play at first in time. A nice effort from the second baseman out of UCLA, Phoenix Call, to stick with that tough chopper.
The second baseman from Florida,
and he eventually throws out Coates, but Smolinski goes to third. Grinlinger gets to second. And what a spot this is in the first at-bat of the summer for the second baseman, Cade Kurland.
Cade Kurland came in last night to play the 5th infield position with the bases loaded for the Mariners. Obviously didn't get too much action, but now his real debut, we'll call it, with Harwich.
His first at-bat. He came in for 1 play last night. First offering. Kurland fights it off foul. So a look at Cade Kurland. The infielder at Florida was a 3-year starter at second base. Believe it or not, his best season was in 2023, his freshman year. He was all-freshman SEC. He was all-freshman All-American. So this guy had one of the best seasons out of any freshman from a Florida Gator in a long time. And he's kind of just stuck with it. 200 career hits, 43 career home runs. He's knocked in over 125. And he's swinging a really hot bat. Ending the season in the Gainesville Regional, he had 6 home runs in his final 8 games of 2026. Kurland spits on one in the dirt.
And he's not the tallest frame, too, in the box. So, I mean, he has some sneaky power from that righty side.
This season he hit 279, put 9 over the fence, and knocked in 33. 2 in scoring position with 2 out. The 2-1. Kurland looping breaking ball. That missed somewhere. And Cade gets ahead, 3-1.
That's got to be deceiving. A 6'9" pitcher on the hill comes at you with a 75-mile-an-hour 12-6 curveball.
A big infield shift. On the right-handed hitter, there's 3 Red Sox to the left side of the second base bag. A huge hole between first and second. 3-1 pitch. Popped up, straight behind home plate. The catcher, Cerna, mask off up against the fence, and it lands in the second row of the seats.
Yeah, no one was there to try and attempt to catch on that one in the stands, but that one bounced off of the bleachers and went over the bleachers behind it.
Are you saying if you were in there, you would attempt to make a
play?
play?
Oh, Luke, without a doubt.
Okay.
I'd have a ball right now in my hand.
That's that New York City grit.
There you go.
For now, it's a full count on Kurland. Smolinski at third, Grinlinger off of second. The Mariners lead 1-0 in the opening inning here in Harwich. Watkins trying to keep it at that. The payoff pitch. Kurland fights it off foul. We'll see another.
Well, this is good to see from Kurland. First Mariner at bat. He's going to go up there, and he's going to battle just like this.
So Kurland played 3 seasons at the University of Florida as a Gator, and now he's going to be an LSU Tiger. Announced his transfer on June 11th. Hometown, Tampa, Florida. Payoff pitch. Curlin, ground ball. Out of play. Now, there are certain ways that you can win the dugout over for a group of guys who, some are still getting here. It's a nice flow of 2 per day, 1 out per day, and it's tough to get to know everyone. But if Curlin can get a knock here and bring in 2, that'd be a good start. Another one. Swing and a miss. Fastball right by him. Center cut at 95. But the Mariners strike first in the opening frame. It was the RBI double from Smolinski, but Watkins gets out of trouble and leaves 2 in scoring position. We're going to stay around after the first inning and take it back to last night. Some highlights on the road. It was first responders night in Wareham. The first time over the bridge, the Mariners do what they already did tonight. It was Ty Smolinski. He got it going with an RBI single. Harwich scored 2 in the opening inning.
Ty Smolinski, like you said, almost identical to his hit tonight, except this one went for a double. The offense got going early on for the Mariners, and so did the defense. A ground ball to short. Smolinski again. Solier, 6-4-3, ring it up. They are an excellent twin billing in the middle of the infield. There were some weird showers that prompted a rainbow over at Spillane Field. And after that, another RBI single. Guess who? Ty Smolinski. Are you kidding me? I mean, he just is swinging the hottest bat right now for the Mariners. Tacks on another for the M's.
And the Mariners' offense, well, there wouldn't be offense if there wasn't consistent defense. How about this one? J.P. Peltier, the turn, the throw, Solier, double play. That was the second of the night for the M's that really suffocated a Wareham rally. Take another look at this one. Peltier gloves it behind him, spins and able to beat the speed of the gateman busting it up the line. And then Ryan Taft came into the game. Wareham was hitting the ball hard. That one ricocheted off of Taft. The M's getting out. But Taft came up a little bit hobbled. It hit him right on the leg. Steve Engler came out of the dugout. He stayed in and struck out the last batter of the inning. He was fired up after that one.
But the Gatemen tied it up at 4 apiece in the bottom of the 9th. They had a chance to win it. A ground ball to third. Peltier, a nice defensive play, cuts down the runner at home with the force out, and then a grand slam to deep right center field. A heartbreaking defeat for the Mariners last night.
Well, that got us through commercial, and it's 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Red Sox. The Mariners lead 1-0. Now in the top of the second, it's Avery Ortiz, Tommy Gooden, and Phoenix Call. Ortiz, the shortstop out of Oklahoma State. Down 0-1, stays away from the high heat. In the first matchup between these two squads, Y-D outlasted the Mariners 8-5. KJ Scobie, who's not in the lineup tonight, hit a grand slam in the 4th inning of that game for the Red Sox. 1-1 fouled away, and Littman gets ahead 1-2.
Yeah, Littman just doing a great job of getting ahead in counts here early on. He struck out the first 3 batters he faced.
Can he make it 4? Fly ball, playable, shallow left field. Everybody on the chase. Smolinski over the shoulder. Ty Smolinski may have had the longest run to get to that ball out of the left fielder Garrity and the third baseman Peltier. But the quarterback of the defense at short makes the play for the first out.
And now back-to-back days. Yeah, back-to-back days, Smolinski starting at shortstop for the Mariners. And I think you said it perfectly. He's the quarterback of this defense right now, and he made that look so easy. Just over the head, calm, cool, and collected.
Here's Tommy Gooden playing first out of Vandy. First pitch laced down the right field line, and that's a foul ball. If Littman is going to continue to get ahead of hitters, Y-D has got to be ready to step on a first pitch. Gooden tried there, just a little bit out in front. If the Mariners' defense was already good, which it is this summer, the new second baseman starting tonight, Kurland, is going to make it better. He made 1 error in over 160 putouts at second base this season. That was good for a 994% clip of a fielding percentage. Yeah. There's a reason he was the starting second baseman for 3 straight years. The 1-1 just barely misses low. And it feels like, for the first time in the first 5 batters of this game now, Littman's down in the count. 2-1. Smashed deep and high. Right field. Souders goes back, and it's out of here. A home run for Tommy Gooden. The first baseman out of Vanderbilt stepped on a hanging breaking ball, and this baby is all tied up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, just the pitch over the heart of the zone that he did not miss. And yeah, a moonshot deep into the Harwich sky. But listen, I mean, you know, a solo shot, you're going to give up some solo shots every once in a while. So you got to bounce back here, dig in. Just tied up at 1 apiece. And Littman, I think, has the ability to do just that.
So after the home run, it's Phoenix Call, the second baseman out of UCLA. Call takes a strike. Seems like home plate umpire Noah Hobart tonight is establishing that, you know, maybe the 50-50 edges of the zone are probably going to go more towards the pitcher tonight. And another one right there, in there, 0-2. Go back to that Gooden home run, though, Milo. We remember the first pitch of the at-bat was laced foul to the pull side, and then he timed up that breaking ball, kept it in play.
And you said it. It was the first time that it looked like he was sort of laboring a bit on the mound, and then after that, Gooden, who was feeling confidence in that at-bat, took full advantage. It's all about getting ahead of hitters. It makes such a difference.
1-2. Popped up, shallow right field. Larson goes over to right center. He's called off by the center fielder Kirikoff, and now there's 2 down in the second. A good bounce back out after the home run surrendered from the starter Littman. And with 2 outs and nobody on, it's the DH Caleb Daniel.
Back to last night just briefly. Kirikoff, that grand slam just over his head. Everyone had to pause for a second because they thought Kirikoff had a chance at making that play. That just goes to show you how impressive he is defensively.
Daniel takes low and inside. Kirikoff just has so much speed. We've seen it on the bases. He's scored 4 runs for the M's already this season. Garrity in left has made nice plays, and Larson has really been just unbelievable in right. This one, they're going to test Garrity. He goes back. He's creeping up on the track. That one carried, but it's the final out of the inning. Tommy Gooden hits a solo shot, and the Red Sox get one right back. We're all square through an inning and a half on Cape League TV. Start of the second brought to you by Milton Cat. Proud to power the Cape all summer long. Bottom 2 in Harwich. The Mariners all square with the Red Sox of Y-D. And after a pair of hits and a run scratched across on the Ty Smolinski RBI double in the first inning, it's the bottom 3 of the lineup in the second for the M's. Sean O'Leary, Ryan Garrity, and Micah Kirikoff. Milo, just looking at the lineup tonight, with how well Harwich has run the bases, 33 stolen bags on the summer. Tonight seems more like a power lineup.
Yeah.
You have O'Leary in there, who all of his 4 hits on the Cape have been RBI knocks. First pitch fastball high. Garrity has speed, Kirikoff the final 2, but Grinlinger playing in the field at catcher. Obviously the catcher's not necessarily prone to run very well. No Solier takes a little bit of speed out. The 1-0 laced into straightaway center field. Kettleson went back, now comes in, and there's 1 down.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's the biggest difference, the no Solier, because he's the guy that you put in at the top. Not the biggest power guy, but such a contact guy for the Mariners. So, yeah, a different look for the M's, trying to maybe go for some slug, and it was successful in the first inning. A double from Smolinski brought home a run.
All the guys still at the top of the lineup are speed guys. Coates gets the start at first base. We've seen Bussey over there a couple of times. Here's Garrity. First pitch laced into right field. That's a base hit. Cole couldn't get there on the dive, and a good sign for Garrity. Just 2 for 19 coming in on the night, and he has speed on the bases, 4 for 4, trying to swipe bags this summer.
Garrity has been getting on base for the Mariners with his 7 walks, but the hits haven't necessarily been falling. Came in just hitting 105, but, you know, I think that single maybe gets it going for Ryan.
Here's Kirikoff. Had the off day yesterday. He's 4 for 19 on the summer. He's a menace on the bases. Right on right matchup. Watkins comes home. Fastball called a strike. Kirikoff, the center fielder at a Kent State. On the game-winning grand slam last night from Cohen Nicolai of Wareham, Kirikoff almost brought the ball back.
We had to pause, make sure he didn't catch it.
Takes a second strike, and those shiny white teeth, he did not like it. Grinning, kind of grinding his teeth there, but Kirikoff is a grinder. He's going to dig back in and make you work. Watkins ahead, 0-2. Early on in this one, 1-1 game, home half of the second. The 0-2. Checked his swing, appeal to first, no go. Home plate umpire Noah Hobart paired up with Carl Rodriguez. And after that first out of the game from Colin Larson on a questionable call over there at first, I would hope that the Mariners get a couple of those appeals down there to Mr. Rodriguez.
That's a good point.
Garrity still not tried to run in this at-bat. 1-2. Smashed high and deep down the left field line. Beverly camps underneath and makes the head-high catch. 2 down.
Yeah, that Kirikoff one just a bit underneath it, sky high to left. You didn't really think it had the chance to get out, but nice piece of hitting nonetheless from Kirikoff, just a little bit out in front and underneath that one. Still looking to see him bring some of that power to the Cape.
He had a double in the win against Falmouth on Friday of this week that almost felt like it was inches, not even feet away, or it looked like it, from being a home run. Just missed that one, top of the order, now back up for the M. Second time through. Garrity dives back on the Watkins check. Harwich already 3 hits tonight, just 1 run to show for him. And a 2-out spot with the runner on for the leadoff man, Colin Larson. Larson continues to prove to be one of the best stories on the Cape this summer. He's hitting .316. Garrity goes, hanging breaking ball, pretty much a pitch out, and it works to perfection. Mateo Cerna nabs Garrity, and the Mariners will have the top of the order when they're due back up in the third. 1-1 game. We've played 2 on Cape League TV. We're back here in Harwich. Happy Father's Day to all watching right now on Cape League TV. A rematch of opening day between Y-D and Harwich. The Red Sox took the win 8-5. Trey Williford gave up a grand slam after his 3 1/3 would well executed. 7 strikeouts, but he wants that Scobie pitch back. He hit it in the 4th inning. John Beverly, a nice game. There were 5 combined errors. Both teams have really cleaned it up defensively. The Mariners got snake bit in an 8-5 loss with 3 unearned runs coming across to score. I would credit now, since that game, Milo, Harwich just being 5-1 for record, the defense has played a large role.
Oh, a huge role. The defense has been so sound for the Mariners, and in that game, maybe not the best, but, I mean, a huge reason why the M's have been successful ever since that loss.
Here's the catcher, Mateo Cerna. He ended the 2nd inning, threw out Ryan Garrity trying to steal second base. 1-1 count. Cerna checked his swing. No appeal. And Cerna stayed away from a ball. The catcher, who had a nice season at the University of Missouri, he's staying in the SEC, but he's headed to Tuscaloosa. He's joining the Crimson Tide. 2-1, smacked into right field, a base hit. Cerna, a nice start to this one through the first 2 innings. Now has a base hit, caught a man stealing. And the Red Sox have the leadoff man aboard in the 3rd.
Yeah, that was just a rocket. Cerna came in just 2 of 11 this season. Did have a home run, and that one had some pop off of the bat into right field. This Y-D lineup is pretty deep. You look up and down. Some guys haven't had the most at-bats this season, but everyone's going to go up there and put together competitive ABs.
Here's John Beverly. Check on the runner at first. That's a nice move from Littman. Back in time, though. Cerna not necessarily a threat to run. We talk about it a lot. The catchers, those guys are, their job's to prevent running. Ground ball. Peltier on the dive. He throws to second. Can the Mariners turn 2? No. Beverly beats out the relay. But another fantastic play from J.P. Peltier over there at the hot corner. He is so comfortable diving to that glove side and making the play. The Mariners stealing out. And Beverly replaces Cerna on first base, 1 down for the top of the order.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, again, he tried to go to the dive, made a nice throw to third. Just that little bobble trying to find the ball out of the glove, maybe delayed the double play potential.
The accuracy on throw is an underratedly difficult part of making a play like that, because stopping it is one thing, but you're so sped up because you've hit the deck, you're making the throw from your knees, and Peltier, he's been money. Kind of in and out of the lineup his first couple of days here, and he's been a must-start kind of the rest of the way. First pitch to the leadoff man, Souders, in there for strike 1. Souders, just like the first 3 for the Red Sox, struck out in his first plate appearance to kick this thing off. Littman has not struck out a Red Sox since then. And he's awfully worried about Beverly over there, who definitely has speed.
Beverly does have speed, but surprisingly no stolen bases this season so far.
Right. He's 7 for 20. So he's been getting on as well. The outfielder doesn't go. 0-1 popped up. This is playable, first base side. Coates hardly has to move, and that's a big second out of the 3rd.
Yeah, Coates looked like he was going to have to scurry into foul territory. Then that ball just stopped moving, and he just held up his glove nice and easy.
Number 21, Brock Kettleson.
Here is one of the newer additions to the Red Sox roster, Brock Kettleson out of Stanford. Center fielder's now 4 for 13. He's knocked in 2 as a double. He's walked 4 times. First pitch. Kettleson stays away from a breaking ball right down the middle. 0-1. A beautiful night tonight in Harwich, one of the biggest crowds we've seen, and they continue to pile in. Our first 5:30 start of the summer. These weekend games tend to start earlier, and Littman may have just picked off Beverly. They got him in a pickle. Now it's Smolinski's turn. He's chasing. Throw to the pitcher, Littman, and he might have something to say to Beverly. Littman kind of stared him down, and now he's shaking out his left wrist as he walks to the Mariner dugout. We hope he's all right. Nonetheless, a scoreless top of the 3rd. The M's do back up when we come back on Cape League TV. An early pitching change for the Y-D Red Sox. Hunter Watkins is done. The starter goes 2 innings of 3-hit, 1-run baseball, and now it's handed off to the right-hander out of Florida State, Rhett Vaughn. Vaughn did not pitch much at all in 2026 at school. Just 5 appearances, 2 starts, a combined 4 2/3 innings. And he gave up 9 earned runs in that time. Did not pitch in the 2025 collegiate season, but he was a part of a really solid Florida State team. 19-11 in the ACC, 40-19 overall. They lost in the first round of the ACC tournament, and then were eliminated in the Tallahassee Regional by St. John's, a dark horse in the NCAA baseball tournament.
How about the Big East?
But now we're here on the Cape, bottom of the third, top of the order, due back up for the M's. Second time through, 1-1 game. Here's Colin Larson. Larson takes a fastball away, and now it's 2-0. The pitch mix for Vaughn out of the pen, fastball 92-95 on the gun. Pairs that up with a nice slider in the low to mid 80s, and then the changeup and the curve come in low 80s, high 70s. 2-0, look out. And a good sign for the speedster of the Mariners. Colin Larson gets ahead 3-0 and is staring down a potential leadoff walk.
Yeah, Larson thinks he should have already been aboard once tonight.
3-0. That's a strike. So the Boston College Eagles going to have to dig in and be ready to hit now. He was taken all the way there. Larson, Peltier, and Smolinski. Top of the order for the Mariners. Had 2 hits in the opening inning. 3-1s fouled over our heads. And the counts worked full.
Yeah, this is Vaughn's second appearance so far on the Cape this season as well. Pitched 2 innings, gave up no runs, just 1 hit and 3 strikeouts against Orleans earlier in the year. So off to a good start here on the Cape.
Payoff pitch. Popped up, shallow, right center field. Souders comes in, calls off the second baseman call, and makes the catch in the heart of right field. 1 out.
The third baseman from Wright State, number 13, J.P. Peltier.
Larson now 0 for 2. And here's the part of the Harwich lineup that got it going in the first. J.P. Peltier, 1 for 1, stole a base and then scored on the Smolinski RBI double. Smolinski up next.
Yeah, the smile that Peltier is playing with right now is just contagious for the Mariners. He has been red hot.
First offering. JP takes a strike. We're seeing a lot of those same sliders away from the right-handed hitters get called for a strike. Right on right matchup. Vaughn's first inning out of the bullpen, the 0-1. Peltier was not fully committed to that swing, and now he's down 0-2.
Yeah, that's a nice breaking ball right now that fooled JP in the other batter's box. We've got to reconvene here, reset.
The Wright State product now going to Kentucky, down 0-2. Fights that one off.
It's funny, they've sort of adjusted the shift on Peltier just a little bit. His first time up, all 3 infielders were playing on the left side except for the first baseman. Now the second baseman, Call, is playing on the right side of the second bag.
2-strike pitch. Peltier, ground ball towards Ortiz. He steps in and makes the throw for the second out. So quickly 2 down and nobody on for Ty Smolinski.
The shortstop from Kansas State, number 22, Tyler Smolinski.
So a quick start in this one, Milo. We've seen now a pitching change, 5 combined hits from each of the teams. It's all knotted up at 1-1, but almost typical of what you would expect. Some good offense, some solid defense. The pitching right there with it.
Yep.
And now an all-out shift on Smolinski. 3 infielders to the right side of the second base bag, to the pull side of the left-handed hitter, who takes strike 1.
Yeah, Smolinski's first time up, the double, to left center field. So the Mariners have been known to beat the shift here. Let's see if Smolinski tries to go the other way and just pick up a nice knock for the Mariners.
0-1. Smolinski down the right field line. That's fair. We'll see if he goes for 2. Ty makes the turn. Souders launches it in. It's cut off, and it's a 2-bagger for Ty. What is new? Smolinski now a pair of doubles to kick this thing off. He had 3 hits last night. He's 5 for his last 6 at the plate. Unbelievable.
2-bag machine, Ty Smolinski. I mean, just the confidence in the box right now for the Kansas State product is unmatched. I was talking about beating the shift. Well, you could also beat the shift if you just hit it over the head of everyone playing on the right side of the infield, and he certainly did that.
Man in scoring position. We'll see if the Mariners can get something going with 2 outs. Here's the cleanup hitter, Grinlinger. First pitch. Outside. Grinlinger walked in the first inning. He was stranded in scoring position. Harwich already 4 hits early on in this one. We'll see if they have a lead to show for it after the first 3 innings. Vaughn looks in, working from the stretch, the 1-0. High fly, left center field. Kettleson goes back. Is there enough room? There is. That ball was barely missed on the barrel. And the Smolinski double is squandered with 2 outs. It's a 1-1 game. We've played 3 on Cape League TV.
We head to the 4th inning here at Whitehouse Field. The score 1-1 between the Mariners and the Y-D Red Sox. And the 4th inning is presented by Eastern Propane and Oil. They're proud to recognize our hometown heroes throughout the Cape. If you are active duty military, a veteran, police, fire, or EMT personnel, you are eligible for a discount. Brock Kettleson leads off the inning for the Y-D Red Sox. Pitch to him is down in the dirt, and the count's 1-0 on the center fielder. Sun shining here at Whitehouse Field on a beautiful Sunday afternoon and Father's Day. 1-0. Fastball chopped foul down the first baseline, and the count's 1-1.
Truly an American Sunday. Father's Day, America's pastime, Sunday night baseball here on the Cape. Sunshine, good weather. The U.S. Open final round today in the world of golf.
Yeah. Everything's going on. Littman comes set. Fire zone. Strike on the inside corner with the fastball at 94 miles an hour, and it's 1-2. American flag blowing in the wind down the right field line here at Whitehouse Field. Littman fires the 1-2. Downstairs with the breaking ball, and the count's 2-2. Kettleson now 4 of 13 so far this season for the Red Sox, 2 RBIs. He's reached first base 4 times via the walk. Trying to get aboard to start the frame now for the Red Sox. 1-1 the score, Mariners and Y-D. Littman gets the sign and fires home. Breaking ball ripped to right, down the line, fair. It goes into the corner. Kettleson rounds first, dashes to second, and he is there with a leadoff double here in the top of the 4th. Just a ripper down the right field line, all over that pitch, and the Red Sox have something brewing here to start the frame.
Yeah, here we go. Kettleson, one of the newer additions to this team, Milo, but we're starting to see a little bit of a trend. Littman does not pump the fastball in there with a lot of velocity, and obviously that relates to not necessarily having it with your off speed. And right now to the pull side, especially the right-handed hitters for the Red Sox, they're yanking the ball. They're all over it. And the Mariners are going to have to lock in here and strap down to keep this game 1-1 in the 4th.
Kettleson takes his lead off of second. Hitter is Brody Johnston. He looks at a strike on the inside corner. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Littman. And it's 0-1 on Johnston, the third baseman. 0 for 1, struck out back in the first. One of 3 strikeouts for Littman in the first inning. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and fouled right back. And quickly 0-2. Johnston came into the day hitting .208. Does have a home run so far this season for Y-D. One of 4 players with a home run for the Red Sox. Of course, they already have one today. Tommy Gooden hit a no-doubter deep to right to tie this thing up. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball lifted to left, fouled down the left field line. And the count's 0-2.
Littman gets that new ball from the catcher, Grinlinger. Kind of turned his head. He knows that when he's gotten ahead and gone to his off-speed, which is typically his put-away stuff, it's kind of just out and high right now over the heart of the plate. You want to keep that stuff in the dirt and low.
0-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. A perfectly painted fastball. And there's one gone in the top of the 4th.
So you see him ditch the off-speed there and throw straight gas. It completely fooled Johnston. And maybe that's something to think about for the Mariners starter is if they're really sitting on your off-speed and hitting it hard, just pump in what you've done well all night, and the fastball has been working with control.
Yeah, Littman has been a strikeout guy so far this season for the Mariners. That's his 4th of the night. Had 8 in his first start against Bourne. Pitch. Breaking ball outside, and the count is 1-0 on Avery Ortiz, the shortstop. Flew out to shortstop, his position back in the second. A nice play by the Mariners' Ty Smolinski. Kettleson takes his lead off of second. 1-1 the score here in the top of the 4th. Pitch. Swung on and fouled back. 1-1. Ortiz now 0 of 3 so far this season. Limited at-bats. He does have a walk. At Oklahoma State University this past season, .261, 4 home runs in 20 games. 1-1 on its way. Inside just barely. Beautiful day on hand here at Whitehouse Field. Fans taking in the action on Father's Day. Sun shining. People down the right and left field lines and the outfield here at Whitehouse Field. 2-1, here it is. Breaking ball tap foul at the plate, and the count's 2-2. The 2 best teams in the Cape Cod Baseball League thus far. The Mariners come in with a record of 5-2. The Red Sox at 6-1. Yesterday, Y-D took down Bourne by a final score of 4-2. They were actually down by 2 and then scored 4 in the 5th inning, and eventually took that to the end. Mariners trying to bounce back after suffering a walk-off defeat last night. 2-2. Swung on and lifted to left field. Sinking, diving, can't make the play is Garrity. And Kettleson advances to third on the play. That'll be a single for Ortiz. And the Red Sox have runners on the corners now with 1 gone.
Really nice play from Garrity to trap that ball and not let it get behind him. That's when a hit like that can turn into a Little League home run. But what it also does is Garrity's effort and the respect that the runner at second base, Kettleson, has for his outfield ability is he can't immediately go because Garrity's crashing in on that ball. So even though it fell for a hit, Kettleson still could not score from second base.
And that ball just kept on sinking, and yeah, you make a good point. If that ball gets by Garrity, that's an easy run for the Red Sox, which would give them the lead.
But if a left fielder gives up on it and you can tell he stopped, then Kettleson might just be full go around third and it'd be a 2-1 game.
He was caught in no man's land, and now he stops at third base. Here's the hitter, Tommy Gooden. He looks at a fastball strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Gooden hit a home run in the 2nd inning deep to right field. That tied this game up at 1 apiece. Runners on the corners for Y-D. Ortiz off first and Kettleson off third. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Nice fastball there from Littman.
You know, easier said than done, Milo, but the infield not in now, so double play depth. A nice start to this at-bat. Of course, Gooden did hit the home run, so you got to take caution with him, especially with the runners where they are.
Check back to first, not in time on Ortiz, the shortstop. Does not have a steal so far this season. Kettleson leads off of third base. Tied up at 1 apiece here, top of the 4th. On a beautiful Sunday night. Pitch home to Gooden. Swinging a foul right back, and it's still 0-2.
Surprised that Littman went with the fastball. When you think double play, you always see pitchers attack away, 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 low and away. The Mariners' middle infield, Smolinski shifted right up the middle. So if there's going to be a ground ball, it's going to have to be right at Peltier to the left side, or it's a base hit.
0-2. Curveball outside, and the count's 1-2. Yeah, the Mariners turned 2 double plays yesterday against Wareham in big, big spots. And this would certainly be a good time to turn 2 here against Y-D. Counts 1-2 on Gooden. The first baseman digs into the lefty box. Littman set. And he fires home. Swung on and fouled back, and they'll do it again.
It was another breaking ball, kind of left up there belt high. It was away from the left-handed hitter. Gooden is just one tough out, and it absolutely creeps in your mind that this guy, his last time up, hit a home run that landed in the woods.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on and ripped deep to right field. Larson back, looks up, and he's done it again. Tommy Gooden to the woods. That's a 3-run jack. And the Red Sox have a 4-1 lead here in the 4th. Have a day, Tommy Gooden.
Had 4 RBI coming into this one, and he's already got 4 in the 4th inning.
Make that 8 RBIs on the season for Gooden, a pair of home runs, and that was a no-doubter. He watched it in the batter's box, and Larson had no chance. Behind the scoreboard out to deep right center field.
Mariners are going to have to fight the rest of the way. We saw him do it against Katuitt in a similar spot early on. Y-D.
Call fouls one at the plate, and the count's 0-1.
This team just plays, and they do win in different ways. That's what has made Y-D the best team on the Cape so far. If you dive into their numbers, they don't hit for power with the best of the league. They don't even get on base for the best in the league. They do pitch better than anybody else. A team ERA below 2.
0-1 to call. Breaking ball waved and missed.
But it's in situations like this where if they can get up early in contests, they're kind of just playing lockdown ball, and a defense that doesn't make any mistakes, they don't commit errors, and a pitching staff that's solid. It's a recipe to win low-scoring bouts every night.
Here's the pitch home. High and wide with the fastball. The count's now 1-2 on call. Yeah, the Mariners are going to have to buckle home now and try and fight back in this one. Different than that first game against Y-D, the Mariners actually held the lead 2-0 for what felt like a long time, and then the Red Sox hit a grand slam. 1-2. Swung on and fouled. And the count is still 1-2 on call, who flew out to center back in the 2nd inning, came in hitting .222 with a pair of RBIs. 4-1 the score, Red Sox over the Mariners. Top of the 4th. 3 runs already home in this inning after the Tommy Gooden 3-run shot to right field. 1-2. Curveball. He went around. Phoenix called down on strikes. So now there's 2 gone in the 4th.
The designated hitter from
Looks
Georgia
like
Tech,
Andrew
number 6,
Basil down the
Daniel.
left field line is at least stretching in the Mariner bullpen. We did see Basil the last time we were here, though, Milo. That was on Friday night. That's him right there. He was just walking up and down. Maybe he's just doing some therapy to stay loose. No other action besides him.
Here's Caleb Daniel. He looks at a pitch outside, and now it's 1-0 on the DH. Flew out to left field back in the 2nd. 2 of 11 so far this season now for the Red Sox. There's the 1-0. Upstairs with the heat. Appealed down to 3rd. He did not go. That home run kind of stunned Whitehouse Field right now. You can almost hear a pin drop.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubters on the road. They're deafening in the quiet department.
2-0. That's a strike. Fastball in the inside corner.
It was a good bounce back, though, to just strike out call for Littman. And, I mean, once you've already given up the damage, it's about limiting the damage. And the home run came with just 1 out in this inning, so you need to get the next 2. And then let the Mariners try and cut back into it.
2-1 lifted high in the air to right field. Larson back again on the track, looks up, and that ball's out of here. 2 home runs in the inning for the Red Sox to the same part of the ballpark. And Y-D has a 5-1 lead in the fourth.
You don't see this a lot, Milo, and that's a team hitting more than one homer at Whitehouse Field. The Red Sox now have 3. We have not played 3.5 innings.
Mateo Cerna.
The Red Sox came in with 3 home runs all season.
These balls are smoked to the pole side, and whether it's the scouting report and obviously the talent, we know that in this Y-D lineup, but they're all over Littman right now, especially for power.
Pitch home is downstairs to Mateo Cerna, the catcher. So 1-0 on Cerna. I mean, these have just been, like you said, no doubters to right field. That one off the scoreboard. Littman digs back in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled down the left field line, and the count's 1-1. That was the first home run of the season for Caleb Daniel. He did already have an extra base hit, a double earlier in the campaign. The power bats have come to Whitehouse Field for the Red Sox. Littman stares home, trying to work out of this inning, 1-1. Strike on the bottom half of the zone with the off-speed. So 1-2 now. Sun is shining on the mound. Littman pulls the glove up to the Mariner lettering over his chest. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and hit high in the air, center field, but playable. Kirikov tracks in, now stops, camps under, and he makes the grab to retire the side. But the Red Sox do some damage. 4 runs, 2 home runs, and nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the fourth right here on Cape League TV. We go to the home half of the fourth here at Whitehouse Field, and the score 5-1 Red Sox over the Mariners. And a big reason why is Tommy Gooden, the Y-D first baseman, has 2 home runs already today. Make that 4 RBIs. He came into the ball game with 4 RBIs, so now 8 total on the season. And the Mariners have themselves in a hole trying to dig out of it. And the first man to try and help that cause is Quentin Coates, the Mariner first baseman, who's 0 for 1 so far today. The big righty digs in to the box. Still Rhett Vaughn on the hill. He fires home. Fastball in the dirt. And the count is 1-0 on the Cincinnati product. Mariners went on top 1-0 after the bottom of the first via Ty Smolinski RBI double, and ever since it's been all Red Sox. 1-0. Swung on and laced to right center field, shallow. Kettleson digs in, and he makes the grab at the head. And there's one retired here in the bottom of the fourth.
It's an uphill battle for now, Milo. We can only draw back on one contest that the Mariners ended up coming back and winning a game this season. And that was right here against Katuitt on Tuesday of this week. Harwich was down as much as 5-0 in the first 3 innings.
Here's the pitch to Kurland. He looks at a ball downstairs, and now it's 1-0. We haven't seen the Mariners in this position too often this season, a team that's held the lead for the majority of their games. Have to claw back today. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and chopped right side, just fouled down the right field line. That could have gone for extra bases. Instead, the count's now 1-1 on Cade Kurland, who's making his first start with the Mariners today. He struck out back in the first, the second baseman. Played 3 years of college ball at Florida. Now, as of a couple weeks ago, transferred to LSU. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed, and it's 1-2.
Kurland was a Harwich Mariner. In 2024, Kurland hit 257 here, knocked in a baker's dozen, hit 2 homers. And he didn't really play much in the 2025 school season.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes for the second time tonight. And there's 2 gone.
That's those kind of adjustments, whether it's the wood bat, the new ballpark, the difficulty of the pitchers. It does typically take most guys a couple of games to get really settled in the timing department. I mean, just take the Mariners. Quentin Coates, who's swinging one of the hottest bats for the M's this season, as of right now. Started the season 0 for 10 with 6 strikeouts.
O'Leary digs in, pitch. He swings and fouls it down the left field line. So the count's 0-1 on the Mariner DH today. Yeah, sometimes it takes a little while. And O'Leary's someone who's also been swinging a pretty good bat, hitting .250 this season, 3 RBIs, a pair of walks. Plays his college ball at UMass Lowell, 0-1. In there for a strike with the fastball. So 0-2 on Sean O'Leary. This has been a real efficient inning from the pitcher, Rhett Vaughn. He digs back in the tall righty on the mound, comes set, and he fires home. Upstairs with the heat. 5-1 Red Sox over the Mariners. Y-D scored 4 in the last inning. The big blast, a 3-run shot off the bat of Tommy Gooden. Then Caleb Daniel, the DH, also went deep to right. 1-2. Curveball cut on and missed. And O'Leary down on strikes. That's a 1-2-3 frame dealt by Rhett Vaughn and the Red Sox. And we head to the 5th. Y-D on top 5-1 over the Mariners on Cape Lake TV.
A Massachusetts resident and don't have a bachelor's, you could be attending 4Cs for free, all while preparing for careers that actually move you forward. Aviation maintenance, nursing, dental, funeral service, we've got it all. capecod.edu/free.
Heading to Nantucket this summer? Skip the traffic and take to the skies with Cape Air. With convenient flights from Norwood to Nantucket, you can start your vacation sooner without the hassle of traffic. That way you spend more time relaxing and less time getting there. Experience the Cape Air difference and book your next flight today at capeair.com. Let Cape Air be your wings in the Northeast.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Life can be full of surprises, but Eastern Propane and Oil is always just a call away. With a local team member available 24/7, we're always ready to support you when you need it. With an Eastern Propane and Oil technician on the way, your family's comfort is our priority. Our local team, over 500 strong, ensures your home is comfortable and warm. Eastern Propane and Oil, a local team with 24/7 service and delivery, ensuring comfort when you need it most.
We head to the 5th here at Whitehouse Field, and the Red Sox hold a 5-1 lead over the Mariners. Alongside Luke Brenneman, I'm Milo Hoffman, and the new pitcher on the hill for the M's is Andrew Basil, who pitches at Northeastern. Same program that former Mariner Cam Schlittler pitched at. So trying to carry on that Harwich legacy from Northeastern. He'll deal to John Beverly, the left fielder for Y-D, to start off this frame. He was 0 for 1 today. Grounded into a fielder's choice back in the 3rd inning. Sun shining here at Whitehouse Field. Basil trying to shut down the Red Sox. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. And it's 0-1 on Beverly.
So if you would ask me, Milo, what is the recipe to win games early on the Cape. I would say it's as simple as take your walks and don't walk the other team. But tonight, Y-D has completely stepped on that thought because they've come up ready to hit, and they've hit the ball hard.
0-1 chop left side of the infield. Smolinski running throw, not in time. Ty Smolinski was inches away from making another sparkling defensive play, but instead it's an infield single for John Beverly, who came into the day hitting .368, so he stays hot. And the Y-D Red Sox have their leadoff man aboard here in the 5th.
This lineup just top to bottom, that's the 9-hole hitter who's hitting over 300. They're just get it done in different unique ways. Souders, who's up now, arguably their best hitter throughout the course of the summer so far. They're getting power from the middle of the order tonight.
Pitch home. Downstairs, so the count's 1-0 on Souders. Yeah, he's hitting .333. 0 for 2 today, though. Strikeout in the first and a flyout in the third. Tall righty digs into the box with Beverly leading off of first. Y-D on top 5-1 here in the 5th. Basil fires. Swung on and ripped to right. Larson back on the track. Doesn't have a play. Bounces over his head. Beverly around second. Comes into third and he gets the stop sign. That's a double for Jake Saunders as he cruises into second. And the Red Sox have the offense brewing again here in the 5th.
Man, this lineup's good. Even a new pitcher into the game. It's not just Littman who's getting beat up. Back-to-back hits. They're just so diverse in what they do. You have Beverly, the 9-hole hitter, just kind of busted down the line for an infield hit. And here comes the power again. Really good base running, too. I'm surprised that Beverly didn't score from first because he recognized that that ball was not going to be playable in right and got a big jump right off the bat. But the stop sign was on at third.
Now Larson played that well. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit hard left side through for a base hit. Beverly comes home to score. Right behind him is Saunders. He gets the wave. He touches home. It's now 7-1 Y-D Red Sox as Brock Kettleson goes into second with a 2-ribby double. Wow. The Mariners had a 1-0 lead in this game, by the way.
Baseman from Vanderbilt, number 9, Brody Johnston.
We haven't seen this style of Y-D, especially the last couple of days. We mentioned in the last half inning that they really beat you with their good pitching, and tonight just 1 run through 4 times up for the M's. That's good pitching, but right now it is hard hit balls. It's extra base hits. It's RBI galore.
Pitch home to Johnston. There's a strike on the outside corner via the fastball. Now 0-1 on Brody Johnston, the third baseman. Yeah, they've been doing it every type of way. Slugging today, though. Extra base hits galore. Pitch. Swung on, and that's lifted to left. Base hit down the left field line. Kettleson around third. He jogs home to score. Brody Johnston cruises into second. Another double for the Red Sox. That's 3 straight doubles. And now they're on top 8-1.
4 straight hits as well. Make that now 8 hits, the last 3 outs that they've recorded offensively. They're up to 10 hits as a team.
The shortstop from Oklahoma
This is
State,
getting ugly
14,
early, Milo.
Avery Ortiz.
Yeah. They're using all parts of the park. Now 8-1 Y-D on top. I mean, I just didn't expect this.
It's the 5th inning, and 7 of 9 guys have base hits.
Here's one of them. Avery Ortiz singled in the 4th. Pitch. That's inside. The count's 1-0. This Y-D team is firing on all cylinders. They won yesterday against Bourne, hold a 6-1 record this season. Basil's pitch. Here it is. Outside with the breaking ball. So 2-0 now on Ortiz. He has a chance to bring home another with still no outs here in the top of the 5th. Basil comes set. Here's the pitch. Strike on the inside corner, and it's 2-1. It's just a little shocking because the energy was here at the start. It was bumping at Whitehouse Field. The sun was out. Now the clouds are covering. The fans are quiet. 2-1. Strike on the outside corner with the heat, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, Sunday night crowd was here. They're still here, but when Y-D and the Red Sox show up, they're 10 for 21 at the plate so far.
Wow. Almost 500 as a team. Basil pitches home. Downstairs with the curveball. I mean, it'd be smart right now if you're Ortiz just to take a ground ball the other way and the very least move Johnston over to third base still with nobody out as the lights come on here at Whitehouse Field.
We're just a little bit surprised that it was Basil, the first arm out of the bullpen. He pitched against Orleans on Friday night. Remember, Alexson also came into that game, pitched well. Basil has not been the first guy out of the pen at all this summer.
He fires home. Swing and a miss. Down goes Ortiz, and that's the first out here in the top of the 5th inning. 8-1 Red Sox on top. Still Johnston leading off of second base. It's the 5th inning, and that means it's trivia time here. It's a good one. It's Father's Day. So the question that I pose to all listeners is, which MLB father and son played for Y-D and Harwich? Shout out Sawyer, a producer, for this question, utilizing the day, the holiday. It's a tough one. Pitch to Gooden. There's a strike on the outside corner.
I mean, that's a complex question.
Yeah.
It's not just the Mariners.
Very
it's
tough.
the Mariners and Y-D
So
who
they
are playing today.
Both had to play in the
Father,
major
son
leagues.
on Father's Day.
Gooden looks at a ball inside, and the count's 1-1. Yeah, I'm trying to think about just
Father-son duos in general.
Right, in Major League Baseball. There's a couple out there, a couple that come to mind. Pitch to Gooden, cut on and missed. With that swing, he was looking for his 3rd home run of the game. Already has 2 bombs, and they've been moonshots, both to the similar part of the ballpark to right field, near the scoreboard out in right center. Johnston leads off of second base. Gooden digs in. 8-1 Red Sox. And Basil, a slow move back to second.
Yeah, pitch clock was running down. One of those where you surrender the disengagement, just get a reset so that the count doesn't get to 2-2.
Basil trying to work out of this jam. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Gooden. Hallelujah. First time today, Gooden walks back to the dugout. And there's 2 gone now in the top of the 5th.
The second baseman from UCLA, number 4, Phoenix, call.
So now Phoenix calls up the second baseman. He's 0 for 2 today, trying to get in on this Y-D party.
Even after the back-to-back strikeouts, Y-D is 8 for their last 13 at the plate, Milo.
They are swinging a red-hot bat. Same color as their jerseys tonight. Red tops and white pants for Y-D. Call, the UCLA product, digs into the righty box. Basil set on the hill. Takes a deep breath. Pitches home. Swung on and chopped third base side. Peltier charges, fires to first in time. And that finally puts an end to the nightmarish inning here in the 5th. Wow. The Y-D Red Sox are putting it on. The Harwich Mariners, 3 runs come across via 4 hits and a couple runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th here on Cape League TV.
Try it, then buy it. Rent a new cat for up to 90 days. Then apply 100% of the rental cost to the purchase and save. The Milton Cat Rent to Purchase offer. Try it, then buy it. Go to miltoncat.com/RPO.
Reader's Hardwood Supply is a candy store for wood, whether you're a professional or an amateur. Reader's Hardwood Supply carries over 70 species of both domestic and imported lumber from around the world, displayed in over 300 self-serve bins for your selection. So for your next project, make it your masterpiece with stock from Reader's Hardwood Supply. The woods of the world are here at Reader's Hardwood Supply.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Designs, fabricates, and
We head to the
installs
bottom
custom
of the
netting,
fifth here at
wall
Whitehouse
batting,
Field,
windscreens,
and the score
batting
reads
practice
8-1
equipment, and
Y-D
more
on
for high
top
schools,
of the Harwich
colleges,
Mariners.
commercial facilities,
Alongside Luke
and
Brenneman,
stadiums
I'm
across the
Milo
country.
Hoffman.
Through Stadionic,
And Y-D
netting
has
pros
brought
help
the
support
bats.
programs, plan,
They're about
build,
15
and
minutes
elevate
from Red
their
Wilson
facilities
Field to Whitehouse
and focus
Field.
on
The
performance,
best team
safety,
in the Cape League so
long-term
far, a
values, and
6-1
outstanding service.
record.
To learn
We're
more,
trying to
visit
improve to
Stadionic.com.
7-1. New pitcher on the hill for Y-D is
Stadionic.
Nate Isler out of Dartmouth. He's making his second appearance so far in the Cape this season. Hasn't given up a run thus far. 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. He deals to Ryan Garrity,
Leading off for the Mariners,
the number
the
8
left
hitter
fielder from
in the
Northeastern,
Mariner
number
lineup. It'll be
3,
8-9-1.
Garrity.
Garrity, Kirikoff, and the top with Colin Larson. Mariners are in quite the hole right now. If they want any chance at coming back in this one, it has to start soon. And Garrity trying to get aboard at least to start the rally. He digs into the lefty box. 6'6" Nate Eisler on the hill. Set at the belt, and he fires home. Bunt by Garrity, tapped down the third base line, foul. Garrity was running down the first base line hard. He touched first. Didn't even realize that ball was foul. So it's a long 0-1.
Something that we've noticed now in round 2 of this matchup with Scott Pickler and Y-D is they use a lot of pitchers. Even when a guy's pitching well, as in Vaughn, 2 innings of 1 hit, no run baseball, he's still pulled. And I think that that's a schedule that we're starting to see with the manager Pickler, where there were 3 pitching changes of the 9th inning on opening day. And the second someone gets rocky, he's not scared to use 6, 7, 8 pitchers in one game.
0-1 way upstairs. It's interesting you say that, though, because they just used 2 pitchers yesterday in their win against Bourne.
Right, and they have certain guys that when they had the pitcher of the year on the Cape last year, they have leashers as in true starters.
Pitch to Garrity, swinging a miss, and the bat goes flying near the Y-D dugout. Second time we've seen that so far this year at Whitehouse Field. Grinlinger, the Mariner first baseman and catcher, also had it happen to him. So Garrity retrieves his bat down the first base line and cracks a little smile.
But to the point, they do what's called a bullpen game, and you'll see it sometimes in Major League Baseball where there's a starter. You see it in college baseball, too. A guy goes out just for an inning or 2.
An opener.
Get through the lineup one time, and then we're going to maybe do a guy every inning, maybe a guy every 5 outs. And so far tonight, already the 3rd pitcher, bottom of the 5th, nobody out.
Eisler stares home. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, a little poker down the left field line, foul.
Which I think could be beneficial for the guys, because if there's a lot of arms that are used, you get to pitch more often just for shorter amounts of time.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, if you pitch 5 innings, you're going to need a little bit more rest than if you pitch 1 inning.
Yesterday, Y-D had Peyton Rogers pitch 6 out of the bullpen. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Curveball down low. Down goes Garrity via strikes, and now there is 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th. 8-1 the score, still Red Sox over the Mariners here at Whitehouse Field on Father's Day. That's now 3 straight Mariner hitters down via the strikeout. Number 9 hitter Micah Kirikoff and center fielder for the Mariners digs into the righty box. Crouches. Here's the pitch. Swung on, tapped right side of the infield. Second baseman Call is there. Slings to first, not in time. It gets by the first baseman Gooden. Kirikoff holds on to first, though. Excellent backup by the catcher Mateo Cerna right beside the Y-D dugout down the first baseline. So it holds Kirikoff to just first base. That'll be an error on Call, the second baseman. Just kind of lost control of that throw. Did nicely, though. Drifted to the glove side and made an off-balance sling to first.
Yeah, it's tough that that's going to be an error, because if Cole doesn't make the nice play to even get there, then he doesn't have to worry about it. But the throw for a guy who, like every second baseman, throws with their right hand, it's across his body but moving towards the base. It shortens the distance. Kirikoff puts the pressure on him with his speed. Going to need more than just 1 base runner.
Here's the pitch to Larson. Outside. 1-0 on Colin Larson, the leadoff man for the Mariners. He's 0 for 2 today, a ground out and a fly out. Came into the evening hitting .316 with a pair of RBIs, a pair of walks. If he gets on, there's a couple real steal threats aboard for the Mariners. Pitch home. Swung on, chopper up the middle. It could be two. Ortiz, the shortstop, stepped on the bag. There's one. Fire to first. In time. It's an unassisted double play by the shortstop, Avery Ortiz, and the Y-D Red Sox. And that does it in the bottom of the fifth. No runs come across, and we go to the sixth here on Cape League TV. The start of the sixth inning is presented by Netting Pros. Stadionic is the official netting and facility solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pros. Stadionic, making sports facilities iconic. Still Andrew Basil on the hill for the Mariners. He deals to 7, 8, and 9 in the Red Sox lineup. Pitch downstairs to Caleb Daniel, the DH, and the count is 1-0. Daniel has a home run today, a deep shot to right field. Y-D Red Sox on top 8-1 over the M's. Basil deals the 1-0. High and wide, 2-0.
Mariners are going to have to start putting together quicker innings defensively. 4 runs in the fourth, 3 in the fifth for Y-D. It's just been a grind getting out of each half inning.
Pitch home. Outside 3-0, and that's the last thing you want to do is walk the leadoff man, Daniel.
Yeah, it's tough, though, because it puts the pitching coach and the manager in a tough hole because you don't want to bring in some of your better high-leverage arms trailing by 7.
3-0 comes home. That's a strike on the outside corner. So the count's 3-1 now on Daniel. Now you're going to have to solve this puzzle right now. Basil out for a second inning of work out of the bullpen. James Littman, the starter, went 4. Pitch. Upstairs. The count is now gone because it's a walk. A leadoff walk to Caleb Daniel.
The catcher.
And now the leadoff man is aboard for Y-D.
Basil actually didn't walk a single batter in the 3-run fifth, his first out of the bullpen. But it's understandable that he may try and get a little bit cute and start picking around the zone. He gave up 4 hits in that inning. A lot of loud contact. Remember the 3 consecutive doubles.
Here's Mateo Cerna. Pitch is outside, so 1-0 now on the catcher for Y-D. He's 1 for 2, a single back in the third, then flew out in the 8th. 8-1, Red Sox on top here at a stunned Whitehouse field. Pitch home. Upstairs. 2-0, and now a mound visit from Trent Grinlinger, the Harwich Mariner catcher, chatting it up with Andrew Basil on the hill. So glad you're joining us here on Sunday evening with Luke Brenneman. I'm Milo Hoffman. Mariners trail the Red Sox 8-1. We'll be bringing you Mariner baseball all season long. The M's off to a real good start this season, a 5-2 record, playing Y-D, who's 6-1, the 2 best teams in the Cape Cod Baseball League going head-to-head tonight. Of course, we may have expected a closer contest to this point, but still some time to go. 2-0 pitch, here it is. A strike on the outside corner with the fastball. The sun is shining in the outfield. Infield is completely shaded except for the second base side. Second baseman Cade Curlin of the Mariners is out there fully in the sun. 2-1 comes home. Swung on and ripped on the ground right side. The aforementioned Curlin fields and fires to first in time. So nice spinning throw from the new LSU Tiger. And now there is one gone here in the sixth.
Very defensively sound. We talked about that in the opening inning. Curlin making his debut for the M's in 2026, was an infielder in 2024 right here at Whitehouse Field. That's got to be a unique reunion. Like, even for someone like myself, selfishly, coming back here after last year, it's an entirely new crowd each and every summer, whether there's new coaches. Obviously, Steve Engler, kind of the building block of the dugout. But nonetheless, you know, the other guys don't know that you've worn the Mariner uniform. They don't know that you've been here. And I would honestly just relate it to summer camp. You kind of just show up, you're dealt your hand, and you got to figure it out. And by the end, you don't want to leave.
1-0's the count on Beverly. Pitch is a strike. Yeah, I like that comparison. You know, you're coming back. It's the same spot.
You're a little bit nervous at the start.
Oh,
Is it going to be the same as last year? A lot of people go to the same camps year after year.
Well, Curlin's coming back to the same team here. 1-1. Swinging a foul right back. 1-2. And what do you do to feel comfortable? Well, you play well.
We were joking about that pregame. It's just the media's new.
Yeah,
so,
it's true.
You know, you can have an MVP caliber 2024, but trust me, unless the broadcasters are really good at their jobs, which a lot of them out here are, they don't care.
No.
Judged every day.
1-2. Swung on, lifted right side. Foul territory. Coates, the first baseman, is there, camps under, and makes the one-handed grab. So 2 outs now in the top of the 6th.
The right fielder from Sanford, number 27, Jake Souders.
So back to the top of the Y-D Red Sox lineup with Jake Souders. He's 1 for 3. He doubled his last time up in the 5th. Also came around to score. This Y-D lineup is deep. Real deep, and he's the man that sets the tone at the top. Tall righty in the righty box. Basil comes set on the mound and fires home. Swing and a miss. Nice slider there. Basil dangles out his right arm now, puts his hand in his glove, and pitches home. Swung on, a nubbler back to the pitcher, Basil. He has it in his glove, underhand toss to first in time, and that does it here in the top of the 6th. So no runs come across for the Red Sox. Still 8-1 Y-D as we head to the home half here on Cape League TV. Whoa. We head to the bottom of the 6th here at Whitehouse Field, and the score is 8-1 Y-D over the Harwich Mariners. So glad you're tuning in alongside Luke Brenneman. I'm Milo Hoffman. It'll be J.P. Peltier leading off the frame for the M's. 2, 3, and 4 in the Mariner lineup. So a bunch of hitters that are very capable of doing damage. Nate Eisler still on the hill for Y-D. Stands tall on the hill and fires home. Fastball grounded right side. Diving stop by the first baseman Gooden. Gets to his feet, runs to first in time. That's a nice play from Tommy Gooden, who's having himself a day. 2 home runs at the plate and a sparkler on defense right there.
Yeah, Harwich had 4 hits, Milo, in just the first 3 innings of this one. Nothing since, and just kind of getting suffocated right now. That might be one in the first 7 games for the M's that could potentially squeak through and be a base hit. But that's why Y-D has the best record out here. They really do it all. They hit for power. They get guys on base. They drive them in, and they sure as heck play defense.
Smolinski watches a pitch way inside, had to get out of the way, so the count's 1-0.
I mean, how many teams have we seen shift the Mariners like this?
Yeah, it's every single hitter,
Every
seems.
hitter.
I mean, 3 infielders on the right side of the second base bag. 1-0. Downstairs, 2-0. And Smolinski has proven that he can go the opposite way. Today, Smolinski is 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. One of them to left and one of them to right. 2-0. That's outside, and the count's 3-0.
The way, if the Mariners are going to get back in this game, you got to kind of throw a dent now.
Yeah.
I mean, 6th and 7th, you hope to get 3, 4 back.
Pitch is high and wide. Ball 4, and Smolinski aboard with a walk.
And that's the way to do it. It's just base runners. Doesn't have to be hard hit balls. You can save those for later. And even putting them over the wall. You want guys on at this point.
That's exactly right. And someone very capable of putting the ball over the wall right now is Trent Grinlinger, the catcher for the Mariners. Hit 8 home runs this past season at Tennessee, a .345 batting average. Mariners trail 8-1 to the Y-D Red Sox here. Bottom 6, Smolinski off first. Pitch home. Downstairs in the dirt.
I mean, now after those 5 consecutive balls, Eisler in his 2 innings on the Cape, I know it's low sample size, but 2 hits, 4 base on balls. This is a guy who has proven he might be a little bit erratic at school. 55 innings, just 20 walks.
1-0. Swung on and hit well to center field. Kettleson back, and he makes the grab. In the right center field gap, Smolinski tracks back to first. That was a well-hit ball off of Gridlinger's bat, but right to the center fielder who was on the run. And now there is 2 outs.
The first baseman.
He's hit a couple of those out there to center field. In the 3rd inning, he hit one to left center that almost had home run distance, maybe to a different part of the yard. That's the deepest part out there in those corners of left and right center field. But, man, the jumps that Kettleson's getting, he's really reading the ball, dodging the sun out there.
Yeah, full sun out in center field.
He's had a nice night.
Pitch home to Quentin Coates, the first baseman. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove of the catcher, Cerna. Mariners 5-2, Y-D 6-1. Second meeting of the year between these two sides. The first one back on opening day. The Red Sox took that one 8-5. Eisler pitches. Breaking ball spins in on the outside corner for a strike. So 0-2 with 2 outs. Smolinski leads off of first. Coates hitting .227 this season. He's 0 for 2 today. Digs into the righty box. 0-2 on its way. Upstairs, just barely. Counts 1-2. Whitehouse field packed today, full of fans, full of scouts behind home plate, fans in the outfield and center and left. I see one fan out in right. If you're in right, though, you've had a few home runs. 1-2. Downstairs, 2-2.
Good patience here.
Yeah, and I was going to say we've seen, I believe, 1 home run to left here at Whitehouse Field. I think 4 or 5 to right. So clear where the wind likes to blow here in Harwich. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch home. Swung on and fouled down the right field line. He said good patience. Coates has been getting it going at the plate a little bit more as of late. Really struggled to begin the season, but now he's been putting together real competitive at-bats. So much talent in that bat. Hit 28 bombs at Cincinnati this past season. Trying to get on and keep this rally going. 2-2. Curveball called, strike 3 on the outside corner. And that does it in the bottom of the 6th. The Mariners leave Ty Smolinski stranded at first base after his walk. And we head to the 7th. 8-1. Y-D on top of the Mariners here on Cape League TV. Back here at Whitehouse Field, and the score is 8-1. Y-D over the Mariners. Still Andrew Basil on the hill for the M's. 3rd inning of work out of the bullpen. Pitch home to Kettleson. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1 on the center fielder for Y-D. Kettelson's having himself a day. 2 doubles and 2 runs scored after a strikeout in the first. Pitch. Outside. This game had all the hype in the world. It had the energy around it here at the ballpark. And now that's sort of been zapped. 1-1. Swung on, liner left field, base hit. Into the left center field gap. Kirikoff comes over, fields. Kettleson on his way for second. Dives. He's safe. Make that 3 doubles for Brock Kettleson. And the Red Sox are in business once again here in the 7th.
The third baseman from Vanderbilt
Is a clinic right now, Milo.
Johnston.
For the Red Sox, the night Kettleson's putting together. We talked about his defensive efforts in the last half inning. He's all over the place. His first double was to right field. His second double was down the right field line. Now he's going the other way to left center field for a 2-bagger. What can this guy not do?
He can pretty much do everything. There's Brody Johnston. Pitch. Downstairs. 1-0.
Long summer. Could have nights like this. Not over yet, but just one of those where Y-D is on fire with the bats.
1-0 comes home from Basil. Downstairs. Yeah, the Mariners have played 2 close games back-to-back. They walked off Orleans 2 nights ago. And then they got walked off last night by Wareham. The game before that, a blowout win over Falmouth. 2-0 pitch is outside.
And everyone kind of comes back to earth in a league where the talent is just so spread out. And it honestly is equitable. There's not one team gobbling up all the best players in college baseball.
3-0. Swing and a miss.
And even look at Harwich. Their starting lineup, you stack it up to the Y-D Red Sox starting lineup. You're looking at Mississippi State, Stanford, Vanderbilt, UCLA, Georgia Tech. I mean, there's a pair of number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament in there. For Harwich on opening day, that roster looked a lot of Kansas State, not a tournament team.
Yep.
Boston College. Played well in the ACC. But there's talent everywhere, no matter your team's success or what Power 4 program you're coming out of.
Payoff pitch. Swinging a poker. Center field shallow. Second baseman Curlin backs up onto the outfield grass and makes the play.
That's what I think makes the managing aspect of this league so unique, Milo, is the fact that you have a guy like Scott Pickler who just kind of takes what he's dealt every year with the connections he has in college baseball. Steve Englert does the same thing, and they care about winning. If it was a developmental league, I don't really know if the crowds would be this good, if the energy surrounding – I don't know if these games would be on TV if it was all just about developing and going to the draft.
Kettleson takes off for third. Pitch is down. Throw to third. Not in time. Pitch is actually called a strike at the plate. So now a runner on third base and Kettleson. He's just doing everything for Y-D tonight.
Yeah, got to give a shout-out to J.P. Peltier, though. An 8-1 game, he saved a run. The throw from Grinlinger was more towards shortstop than the third base bag, and Peltier laid out on a dive to keep that ball from going into left field.
Pitch to Ortiz. Swinging a chopper left side over the head of the shortstop Smolinski and into left field. An RBI single for Avery Ortiz, and it's 9-1 Y-D now in the top of the seventh.
It's tough luck right there, but that's a nice piece of hitting whether he tried to do it or not. With the infield in, they say that hitters' batting averages increase around 300 to 400 points because of situations like that. You can get a little bit lucky. You smash the ball into the ground. That probably would have been a routine one-hopper if Smolinski was at his typical position. But trying to prevent that ninth run from crossing, Smolinski's in, and you get an RBI base hit.
There's Tommy Gooden. Pitch. Swinging a hard hit ball deep to center field. Kirikov back on the track, and he makes the grab. Everyone thought it could have been a third home run for Tommy Gooden. And there's two gone. And Ortiz retreats back to first.
Man, he's swinging a hot bat. It's going to be fun to maybe even keep up with him if he sees another at-bat in this one. But maybe the next couple of days, guys who are hitting the ball this hard, you'd have to think that they're really locked in and in the zone right now. He's done it on two different Harwich pitchers. So not only did he have Littman's number, Gooden's gotten it going. I mean, that was the deepest part of the yard. Probably missed it by 10 to 12 feet.
Pitch on to call. There's a strike on the outside corner. Yeah, it had the sound off the bat.
I can't say that now in a summer, and we're approaching 20% through the second summer here, I've ever seen a home run to dead center field at Whitehouse Field.
Maybe this is the year. Yeah, 400 out there to dead center. 0-1. Swinging a tapper foul off the foot of Call, and it's 0-2.
Hopefully it's a Mariner.
That would be exciting. Yeah, definitely hope it's a Mariner. There are some fans out there in center field that maybe thought they were going to get a souvenir, but just a little bit short after that Gooden swing. But, yeah, if a Mariner can blast one out to center, that would be quite the big bomb. Cole taking some time after fouling that one off of his foot. 9-1 Sox on top of the Mariners, top 7, 2 outs. Runner on first, it's Ortiz. Pitch. Outside. Basil ready. Here's the 1-2 offering. Swinging a foul at the plate again, and that got some of Grinlinger, it looked like. His jersey is dirty today. Been diving all over the place back there.
He's had a long day. I mean, you look back throughout the scorebook, and the only 1-2-3 inning, or even the only inning where there hasn't been a base runner for Y-D was the first inning of this contest.
Yeah. They've been getting runners aboard, and for the most part, getting them in. 1-2. Outside. Remember the trivia question that we had? You got any thoughts? Thinking over there?
I don't have that style of, I mean, I'm just going to say there's 4 or 5 elements in this question. The Hall of Fame hint, might suck it down a little bit.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Of course, if you think you have an answer, make sure to tweet at us. 2-2. So we're going to ground ball right side through into right field because no one was playing over there. The right fielder Larson comes in and fires home. It's a single. And the line keeps on moving for Y-D. I mean, the shift was fully on right there, and
The designated
Call is
hitter
not
from
complaining.
Georgia Tech, number 6.
That
Caleb
makes it
Daniel.
all 9 in the starting lineup for the Red Sox. Not to reach base today, to record a base hit. Wow. And there's a plethora of them with multiple.
Here's Caleb Daniel. He has a home run in the 4th. Pitch. Swing and miss. Would you consider yourself a good trivia guy?
No,
No?
I'm not. You know, there's some crowds that go to bars for trivia. They enjoy it. They seek out places to do it. That is not me personally.
Check back to second from Grindlinger. That's a bullet, not in time. What a pinpoint throw right there.
It actually may have been in time. I just don't know
Yeah.
if Smolinski was expecting. Looked like his feet kind of got tangled up there.
Yeah, is
the ball got there so quick.
Weird slide from Ortiz back at second base and popped the ball out of Smolinski's glove. Grindlinger caught it, fired to second, and maybe Ortiz would have been back. So I'm going to ground ball left side through for a base hit. Ortiz rounds third, comes home, throws up the line, slides in safely. It's an RBI single for Caleb Daniel, and it's 10-1 Red Sox.
Now the mercy rule coming into play potentially.
The catcher
Just
from
a drop in
Missouri,
right now
number
here
8, Mateo
at
Serna.
Whitehouse Field. Mateo Serna now up, the catcher.
Harwich pretty set on just leaving Basil out there.
Yeah, no one opened the bullpen.
Got a feel for him. I mean, sure, he's been beat up, but credit to Y-D. I don't really know if it matters necessarily who's out there.
No.
The success that this lineup is having, whether it was Littman, the starter, who gave up 5, now Basil out of the bullpen, almost 3 innings, giving up 5 as well.
0-1. Inside. Yeah, Littman has been a really good pitcher for the Mariners. I mean, he just had 1 appearance so far this season before tonight, but it was a good one against Bourne. 5 innings of work, 4 hits, just 1 earned run, and 8 strikeouts. Fouled right back.
Mariners going to have to leave this at a 10-1 game. I mean, obviously, they can still score in the bottom of the inning, but if any more score, Harwich, it's going to be on them.
Yeah.
To potentially keep this game alive every half inning.
Yeah, the mercy rule definitely in play right now. 1-2. Called strike 3, and that'll do it here in the 7th. The top of the 7th, that is, as Basil walks off the mound. But the Y-D Red Sox bring home 2 more and hold a 10-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th here on Cape League TV. Back here at Whitehouse Field, 10-1 Red Sox over the Mariners. And let's take a look at some scores across the Cape presented by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism. 0-0 between Bourne and Brewster in the bottom of the 5th. Chatham on top 5-0 over Hyannis. Look at Chatham getting hot. In the middle of the 4th, Falmouth on top of Wareham 5-4. Orleans over Cotuit 1-0. They just finished the 3rd inning.
Chatham getting really hot.
Yeah.
I mean, you start 0-4, they're 5-run lead away from 500.
That's the Cape. Swinging a foul into the glove. And it's 1-1 on the hitter, Cade Curlin, the second baseman for the Mariners. All right, we're talking about the trivia. We're going to go ahead and give the answer after this hitter, Curland. Here's the 1-1. Downstairs. And the count is 2-1. MLB father-son duo. The father is a Hall of Famer who played for Y-D and Harwich. Real in-depth question. If you get it, I'll be impressed. 2-1, flied right side foul out of play. Counts 2-2.
I mean, you look at some father-son duos. The Griffeys, the Bonds. Prince Fielder's dad played in the big leagues.
Yeah.
And then you got Vladdy still playing.
There you go. The two Vlad Guerreros. 2-2, cut on and missed. That's 3 strikeouts for Curland in his first start as a Mariner.
Matt Holliday. He has boys.
Yankee legend, Matt Holliday.
From UMass Lowell, number 18.
Although the hint was MLB Hall of Famer. So we got to, be careful, and there it is. Craig Biggio and Kevin Biggio. Kevin played for Harwich, and Craig Biggio played for Y-D. Kevin played for the Mariners in 2014 and 15. Upstairs to the hitter, Sean O'Leary. Look at that. I remember watching Kevin Biggio play for the Blue Jays. Always a nice infield, outfield, kind of like a utility player. 1-0. Swing in a hard hit ball left field. Beverly back, looks up near the corner, and that ball's fair. O'Leary rounds first and cruises into second with a double. So the Mariners with some offensive life here in the bottom of the 7th.
The left fielder from Northeastern, number 3, Ryan Garrity.
So O'Leary's second double of the summer. He was heavy on the singles early on, Milo, but like a lot of Mariners, some improved power damage kind of picking up. Tonight, definitely been lackluster in that department, but good to see Harwich showing a little bit of life, still competing down 10-1 in the 7th.
Still thinking about that trivia question. I wonder how long it took Sawyer to come up with that. I want to get an answer. Pitch is downstairs. Sawyer, how long did it take you to come with 10 minutes? Okay.
Kind of shook that one off.
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes. Easy.
There is kind of a trend, though, if you look at offspring of Major League Baseball greats even, that have played for the Blue Jays.
It's true.
I mean, we mentioned, it just kind of popped in my brain, we mentioned Vladdy, the Guerreros.
Yeah, Blue Jay.
How about Bo Bichette?
Yep.
Now he's a New York Met, but
he played for the Blue Jays, that's for sure.
First team, Blue Jays.
Dante Bichette, father.
Kevin Biggio.
There you go. I mean, those are the 3 young Blue Jays a couple years ago. Swinging a high fly ball, broken bat to right field. Sounders comes in, and he makes the play. O'Leary stays put at second. Yeah, it's true. The Blue Jays like their father-son duos. Yeah, Matt Holliday's a good one, too.
Well, that's the exciting part. With the Holiday family, there's 2 of them coming.
The
Jackson already
Kent State, number 14,
is on the
Micah
Orioles.
Kirikoff.
Yeah. I want to say, is Ethan in the Rockies organization? He is.
Yeah, I mean, some young, talented players out of the Holiday family. Eisler deals home to Kirikoff. Pitch is outside. We did a look around the Cape. How about a look around the MLB? Your Reds took down my Yankees today for the 2nd straight time, and now the Reds took the series. 4-1 of the Yanks today. 1-0. Here's the pitch. Inside. The Brewers beat the Braves. That's a big-time NL battle.
That could be a
9-4.
NL Championship Series
NLCS
matchup.
preview. The Rays took down the Nats 4-3. Tigers over the White Sox. Pitch. Curveball misses outside. How about the Orioles dismantling the Dodgers 12-1?
Well, the Orioles have hung in there in that series. The Orioles are a good story after starting the season, honestly, in pitiful fashion. They've really rallied back. They're kind of right there in the AL.
It's like every team in that division except for the Red Sox are really coming to play right now. Walk to Kirikov. So first and second occupied by the Mariners. They still trail 10-1.
Boston College, number 4, Colin Larson.
Wyndham Clark took the U.S. Open today. Well, we're just on the sports news of the day because we got a 10-1 game right now in the 7th. Two-time champ.
Keep it rolling. Any NFL news? I don't think so.
About to enter kind of a strange time in sports.
Yeah. Baseball season in full swing, but the NFL kind of lurking. Camp in action. No basketball and hockey. Why need those two sports, though, when you got the Cape?
Got Omaha, at least.
Omaha, you got college baseball coming to a close. Swinging a chopper right side. Good in the first baseman's there. Takes it to the bag himself. And that does it in the bottom of the 7th. Still 10-1 Y-D over the Mariners here on Cape League TV.
Now pitching for the Mariners from Babson.
10-1, Y-D leads Harwich in what was a hyped-up Sunday night matchup on Father's Day. And the Red Sox have blitzkrieg the Mariners. 10 runs, 14 hits. The Mariners 5 hits, just 1 run to show for. Alongside Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman. Thanks for sticking around here on Cape League TV. We're into the 8th inning. Harwich goes to the bullpen for the second time tonight. It's the right-hander, Jason Finkelstein.
Pinch hitting for Y-D.
Finkelstein pitched last night. He actually gave up the game-winning grand slam from Cohen Nikolai on the road at Wareham. He came in the game and actually hung in there. He set up the Mariners with a chance to potentially get out of a disastrous 9th inning. Pinch hitter Kevin Taikuchi steps into the right-hand side for Y-D. He's pinch hitting for John Beverly. Taikuchi takes a pitch outside. But Finkelstein was dealt a tough hand, Milo. The bases were loaded with 1 out in a tie game. He actually forced a ground out, 5-2, force out at home, and then only needed 1 more out and gave up the grand slam. Back-to-back balls to start out the pinch hitter.
Yeah, it was a tough situation for the pitcher, but good to get back on the mound today and try to get back on track.
The 2-0 just ricocheted off home plate umpire Noah Hobart's face mask. And Finkelstein trying to find the zone. I did feel for Finkelstein a little bit. Sure, he's not booked with the blown save. That's on Sosky, who just pitched a third of an inning last night and gave up 5. He was taken out with the bases loaded, damage almost already done. But Finkelstein just got here a couple days ago, and for a kid who's coming from Hobart, maybe not the most hyped up baseball program, smaller school, Mass kid, he was upset that he gave up the grand slam, and that can be a lot harder when you don't really know your teammates yet.
Yeah.
And he joined a Harwich team on a 5-game winning streak, and he probably didn't think he was going to pitch. We asked the pitching coach, Hunter Dilworth, who was going to pitch in the game. He said maybe Finkelstein if it's a blowout, just to try and get him some reps. It's now 5 consecutive balls. Here's Souders. But he comes in. He actually did the hardest part, was not allowing a run to score in a 1-out bases-loaded situation before the mammoth shot to right center field.
Yeah. Kirchhoff almost had a beat on it, but over his head.
That would have been some play. But the Mariners are feeling the impacts of a tough loss last night. Now 10-1. Top of the 8th in this one. 1 on, nobody out. Top of the order. Souders so far tonight, 1 for 4, doubled and scored in the 5th. Back-to-back strikes from Finkelstein, the 1-2. Hard hit, hot shot, diving play, no way. Did the Mariners turn 2 out of this? No. That was Kurland over there at second base. Full horizontal dive, actually pointing towards right field on that smash in his direction. What a play. Wow.
Yeah, he's been really, really smooth at second base today. Going to the glove side, picks it up off the dirt, and the wherewithal to just get up and throw to second right there. Really impressive.
I mean, this season he had just 1 error in 163 chances in the infield. That's an elite defensive year. Swing and a miss to Kettleson. This is the guy and the star of the night on a Sunday night filled with bright spots for Y-D. Kettleson 3 for 4, 3 doubles. Takes the 0-1 in the dirt. That brings Kettleson now up to 7 for 16 on the summer. I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah.
1-1. Just a little bit outside. Finkelstein wanted it.
Have you ever seen 4 doubles in a game by someone? I mean,
Bryce Harper hit for the cycle last night.
Yeah, and Kyle Schwarber had 3 home runs in the same game.
Kettleson's a gapper away from 4 2-baggers. And he scored on all 3 of them that he's hit so far. Can't say enough about this guy. Outfielder out of Stanford. Two. Payoff. Push the other way, down the line. Garrity on the chase. That's foul.
And Garrity crashes into the fence there, went all the way into foul territory, tried to make that play. It's good to see the Mariners still putting full effort out there on the field, despite the score right now. I mean, you know, you're still going out there and getting really, really quality reps wherever you may be playing, and so there's no lack of effort right now for the M's.
It's a good point. And Steve Engler just simply doesn't accept giving up on a game.
Yeah.
Payoff. Ground ball, right side. No play at second, only play to first. Now 2 down in the 8th. Souders into scoring position. Kettleson down on the 4-3 putout. And an at-bat here with a man in scoring position for the third baseman out of Vandy, Brody Johnson. But pardon me, pinch hitter. It'll be Ethan Ball out of Virginia Tech.
You know, Y-D's sort of emptying the bench, trying to get all these players in to this game. Yeah, I mean, you're bringing Ethan Ball off the bench. That guy had 17 home runs with Virginia Tech this past year.
Ball takes inside. Fastball. Mariners made a plethora of defensive changes, too. Julio Solier is now in the game at short. He did not start for the first time this summer. Smolinski's done. Curlin's still at second, but Charlie Bussey into the game at first. Sean O'Leary is done. The 1-0 outside. And Quentin Coates goes from first base to third base. Peltier is done. So the outfield still the same with Larson in right, Kirikoff in center, and Garrity in left. 2-0. Fly ball out of play. Johnston is the only man on this Red Sox team in the first 5 of their lineup to not have more than 1 hit. He does have an RBI double in the 5th.
That goes to show you how well Y-D has been swinging the bats.
14 hits. I'd say you're going to win every time you do that. 2-1. High fastball. Finkelstein got him to bite. It'd be good for the confidence to see Finkelstein get out of this scoreless. You know, the leadoff walk, now a man in scoring position, especially after last night, losing the game his first night on the team. Working from the stretch, the 2-2. That's up and away. The count goes full. First base is open. Avery Ortiz on deck, but you like to go after guys, considering 10-1 game, the opposite of a big spot here. And if you want any chance in these final 6 outs of offense, you got to get to the plate. Payoff. Inside ball 4. Second walk of the inning puts Johnston on first base. He reaches for the second time tonight. And Avery Ortiz.
The shortstop from Oklahoma State, number 14, Avery Ortiz.
Not get pinch hit for. Excuse me, that was Ball who walked. He pinch hit for Johnston. So Ball off of first. Souders at second. Ortiz is 2 for 4 today, a pair of singles, and an RBI. First pitch. Check swing, called a strike. The Mariners will be back in action after an off day tomorrow on the road Tuesday night at Hyannis, the first time the M's have gone over there this summer. And for the first place Y-D Red Sox, they'll be back at home against Falmouth on Tuesday night. Milo, off day on the Cape tomorrow. What are you doing?
You know, last off day, I wasn't here, so tomorrow, excited to probably get some sun, play some spike ball maybe. I love spike ball. You like
That's a
spike
good
ball?
game. I'm pretty good at it.
Oh, you are?
I'll challenge you.
Oh, yeah, challenge me. Let's do it. Love some spike ball on the beach.
You know, I'll gather my Indiana guys.
Yep.
Broadcast.
Mm-hmm. I can get my Syracuse guys.
Duh.
And then it'll be a Syracuse-Indiana spike ball off.
That'll be a tail kicking.
I don't know about that. We also have bocce ball at the house, which
Good
you
game.
saw.
Very good game.
So we could also do bocce ball.
1-1, fought off foul. You're right. I like bocce ball. I'm a big fan of it, especially in good weather. No,
Yes.
there's nothing like hanging out outside, just chucking rocks.
Just chucking rocks, playing some bocce ball. Always so fun. It kind of reminds me of curling. You know, it's like a slow moving game that you just play with friends. Not that I play curling too often.
That's enough of this conversation. Finkelstein shuts us up. He strikes out Ortiz. That ends the 8th. A scoreless frame for the newest right-hander out of the Mariner bullpen. And Harwich, they got to get 9 back, and they only have 6 outs to do it. We'll be right back on Cape League TV. We're back here in Harwich. Y-D has been dominant. 10-1. This was a hyped-up matchup. I hyped it up. I was looking forward to it. Had a wonderful Sunday, but for the M's fans out there, this has not been a bright spot of it. 14 hits for the Red Sox. They lead by 9. I'm Luke Brenneman with Milo Hoffman, wishing all the fathers out there a happy Father's Day. Dad, I miss you. Thanks for listening. And I appreciate everything you've done for me in my life. It'll be the right-hander, Cade O'Leary, who takes the hill. O'Leary out of Florida State. Right-hander, 6'4", 197 pounds.
Number 19, Charlie Bussey.
He appeared 18 times, 20 innings for FSU, a 6.75 ERA. Struck out 28. That's a lot in 20 innings.
Yeah.
Walked 15. So control can be an issue. The Mariners need base runners. Here's Charlie Bussey. Bussey is pinch hitting Peltier in the lineup, but Bussey is playing first base. Peltier played third base to start this game. So the Mariners' first baseman, Quentin Coates, is now playing third, and Bussey is playing first. 0-1.
Yeah, we did see Bussey play first earlier in the year. So he spent some time over at the first base bag.
Looks like home plate umpire Noah Hobart is going to go grab a baseball that was left in the dirt behind home plate.
Yeah. Just confused there for a second. Thought Noah Hobart might have just been leaving us.
Now, this would be some special moment if the Mariners climb back.
Huh. Yeah.
The 0-2 time called, and that's 3. Bussey strikes out swinging on 3 pitches in a pinch hit at bat to start the 8th. And Smolinski's day is done, so now our first at bat for Julio Solier. Nice start to the outing out of the bullpen for Cade O'Leary. As Solier digs in, we take a look at the arms used tonight from Scott Pickler, the Y-D manager. It was Hunter Watkins who started things off. 2 innings, 3 hit, 1-run baseball. Then Rhett Vaughn, 2 innings of 1 hit, no run baseball. Then Nate Eisler just came out after 3 innings of 1 hit. Guess what? Scoreless baseball. Eisler, going back to the 6th inning. He walked a Mariner in the 6th and the 7th. But those are the only 2 free passes that Mariners have been gifted all day. Solier takes the 0-1 away. Smolinski is another bright spot for Harwich tonight in a loss. Had 3 hits last night. Tonight he gets on base in all 3 tries. Had 2 doubles, one of them an RBI in the first, and then walked in the 6th. 1-1. Solier popped it up. Shallow right field line. Can anyone get there? Yes. Enough time for Phoenix Call to chase it down. And there's now 2 down in the 8th.
Yeah, Solier just an inside-out swing. Obviously started the day on the bench, so good to see him get up there, getting that bat in.
I'm sure there's some guys that might not tell you, but they do enjoy an off day. Maybe just hanging out, cracking jokes in the dugout. Solier does not really strike me as one of those guys.
No, he wants to play.
2 down, quickly, nobody on. Here's Grinlinger. First pitch in the dirt. Grinlinger has hit the ball really hard tonight, and he hasn't been rewarded. A fly out to center in the 3rd, and then a line out to center in the 6th. Both of the balls in the gap, just chased down by Kettleson out there. The 1-0 misses in. Tuesday night, there's going to be a lot of eyes on Harwich, Milo. And for good reason. Set up to potentially lose back-to-back games for the first time this summer.
It's going to be a big one because that's the game where we talked about this before when the Mariners were winning. Okay, you win back-to-back games, sure. Do you win that 3rd game to make it a streak? Now, unfortunately, it's the same thing on the losing side. You've now maybe lost 2 in a row. How do you respond and snap or prevent that losing streak? Because back-to-back losses are going to happen, but if you fall into a skid, that's a little different.
Yeah, and even if you look at the bigger picture of a baseball season, the Major League season, 162 games, the best teams are going to lose games. It's a matter of if you lose a series, are you losing 2 of 3?
Right.
Or are you swept? And that's kind of what separates the postseason contenders from
Oh.
the has-beens and the
There's a
wannabes.
balk.
And a balk.
So you know what's funny about this? I was talking to one of the Brewster broadcasters earlier today, and he said that the Brewster Whitecaps had the only 2 balks of the Cape Cod Baseball League this season. So Harwich now joins the party. Or make that Y-D.
Kate O'Leary, welcome to the club that you don't want to be in. The oh-so-special second run of the game stands in scoring position for the M's. It's Grinlinger. Quentin Coates takes one outside. Coates is 0 for 3 tonight. A strikeout, a flyout, a ground out. It's been diverse, and maybe you can get a base hit here. 10-1, Y-D, a beatdown tonight. The Red Sox have really responded after losing a game this weekend for the first time all summer. And they're eyeing down 7-1. The official attendance tonight at Whitehouse Field, 967 folks on the Cape come by Whitehouse Field. 960.
Yeah.
There should be more. What
It
a
should
night.
be.
Maybe not a tight game, but good time, good atmosphere. 1-1 smashed into left center field. Down the left field line, and the windmill is on. Grinlinger's going to score. An RBI knock for Coates. That's a good sign. The Mariners cut the lead to 8.
Yeah, Quentin Coates has been swinging a good bat as of late. Good to see him get on the board with a nice
The
single.
second baseman from LSU,
And he's going to be a
number
vital
11,
player for
Cade Carland.
Harwich if they want to be successful going forward this season. It's been a slow process, but you can really feel it starting to get there for Coates.
You're right, and I think another element that you and I have talked about a lot is his timing.
Yeah.
That one was pulled.
Yes.
And some of his other hits, including both of his doubles this summer, have been the other way. You'll take a double wherever you can get it, but for a power hitter, we see him pull a lot of baseballs. Curlin takes ball 1. So he pulls that RBI base hit. Coates at first. Now 10-2, and the pitching coach for the Red Sox, Michael Stanford, is going to sprint out quickly.
Yeah, Quentin Coates all over that pitch. And if he can get that timing down the fastball like we've been saying, yeah, that is a dangerous, dangerous bat. I mean, coming in, he was one of the guys we all had our minds on and were focused on. We highlighted him in the preseason scrimmage. So that just goes to show you how much talent he has over there at first base. Talking to a guy who has had quite the day in Tommy Gooden.
Yeah, 2 guys that know a little bit something about power hitting. Gooden 2 long balls today. Coates gets an RBI on his most recent knock, and here's Cade Kurland in his 2026 Mariner debut. Smashed into left center field. Is anyone going to get there? No, into the gap. Quentin Coates is chugging around second. The windmill is on. This could be a close play at home. Here's the relay on one hop on the money. Man, the Red Sox cannot do anything wrong tonight. They nab Coates after the Curlin double. And just when the Mariner fans want to have at least something to cheer about, the Red Sox swipe away the hopes. 10-2 game. We're going to the 9th on Cape League TV. Let's take a look at how the 8th inning ended. Curlin gets his first hit of the summer, a gapper. And that's the center fielder, Kettleson, who tracks it down. It's Phoenix Call, the relay man. I mean, everything to perfection.
Yeah.
The throw was a little bit up the line, but Mateo Cerna also makes a nice play behind the plate to grab it and then dive to tag Quentin Coates out at the plate. You know, not the end of the world. It's a 10-2 game. Could have been 10-3. But we've made it to the 9th, the game that had, talks about potentially being a mercy rule. We're going to play all 9.
Yeah. The Mariners have prevented that from happening. I mean, Tommy Gooden right now, he's got 3 home runs on his mind. I'll tell you that. That'd be quite the day.
Something fun to look out for. Gooden 2 for 4. A 3-run homer and a solo shot. 1-1. That's a ball. Finkelstein back out there after a scoreless 8th inning. Finkelstein is a good story. He's pitched for 3 years now at Babson. Pardon me. And in 2026 had his best year yet. 61 innings, 3.23 ERA. Struck out 51, walked 26. He's gotten better and better every year. In 2024, had a 4.8 ERA, then got it down to 3.3 in 25, was second team all-conference at Babson. And now this year, a 3.23, a little bit better. Count goes full on the first baseman, Tommy Gooden, out of Vanderbilt. Gooden came into today's contest with 4 runs batted in. Well, he's doubled his tally at Whitehouse Field. He's now at 8. Payoff. Swing and a miss at the fastball away. Good at bat.
The second baseman from UCLA.
Really nice from Finkelstein right there.
Call.
Coming back and battling in a payoff pitch. Nice location.
Steve Englert gives him a come on, Fink, from the dugout. And it's Finkelstein versus Phoenix Call. That is on my Cape League all names list. First pitch to Call. Up and in.
You missed the opportunity to say first pitch to Call is a ball.
Okay. First pitch to Call was a ball. And the 1-2's chopped down the third base side. Coates got it. He's not a third baseman, but Call is as fast as a phoenix for the infield.
All right, you made up for it. Good. Wow. It's funny because actually there was a player on the Y-D roster that pinch hit, and his last name is Ball.
It is Dr. Seuss up here, and if you're still tuned in, I don't know who I feel worse for. Milo, my partner, dealing with me and our kind of back and forth. Caleb Daniel, he's back up there, had a really nice night. I mean, just talk about a guy who's been doing it all. 2 for 3, an RBI single, a solo home run, has reached on a walk. Right on right matchup. In there. 0-1. So, I mean, infield hit for Call. I kind of want to go back to Coates over there at third, though.
Yeah, that was a great scoop.
He one-hopped that scoop right in front of the bag, too, so maybe he couldn't really see it. Here's the 0-1. Fought off foul.
It was always weird, like right by the third base bag. You feel like it might hit it. But Coates stuck with it and made a good play over there.
One, two. Fouled back. Cole making that bat out of this.
And that's the thing about this league. Like, no one's ever going to give away bats at bats. So Call right now is looking at this game and, you know, of course his team's up 10-2, but he's staying competitive right now.
Oh, no doubt. There's scouts still here. They don't leave. They don't care about the score. 1-2. This one is foul. This is a long at bat. I mean, what once was an infield hit for Call is now a couple more fouls.
You still got a couple of balls to work with as well. Still 1-2.
Call was the relay man gunning down the Mariners at the plate to end the 8th inning. He gunned down Quentin Coates. Now, looking back on that, you probably don't send the runner there because you need a lot of runs. Curlin hit the double, so try to get him an RBI in his first start here in Harwich of the summer. That's a bright spot of tonight. We've seen Curlin make a really nice diving stop over there at second base.
Yeah.
He struck out his first 3 times up, but bounces back by putting one in the gap.
It's true. He's got a whole lot of talent.
1-2. Down low, the count's even.
Wow.
2-2.
This is an at-bat. It gets to a certain point where, like, the dugout starts to get involved. The fans are noticing what's happening. Call is putting together a real deep at-bat right now against Finkelstein.
That was the 8th pitch. Here comes number 9. This will be Finkelstein's 41st pitch in not 2 innings of work just yet. And this at-bat is going to 10 pitches. The count's full on call. Payoff. Ground ball. Coates has it. Caught it at his face and throws on time. Quinn Coates, an everyday first baseman, can play a little third as well. 2 down.
Yeah, really nice job by Coates there. Good at bat by Phoenix Call, but yeah, 2 times in that at bat, Coates proved that he can be a very capable third baseman. Plays most of his time at first, but manning the hot corner.
Foul ball. Here's Caleb Daniel now, finally, after that long 10-pitch at-bat. Talked about Daniel already when I thought the call infield hit was good. But Daniel single, home run, walk. Georgia Tech product, number 1 seed in the NCAA baseball tournament. 0-1. Outside. Ground ball right at Curlin. He gloves and fires to first. Another bright spot tonight, 2 scoreless innings out of the bullpen for the right-hander Jason Finkelstein. Welcome to Harwich, Jason. The Mariners trail by 8. Got a lot of work to do in the bottom of the 9th when we come back on Cape League TV.
John O'Leary.
This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. 10-2, bottom of the ninth. Red Sox looking to put away the Mariners here on Sunday night. It's the final three in the Mariners lineup, 7, 8, 9. Here's Sean O'Leary, the DH. New right-hander into the game for Y-D. It's Ethan Sutton. Sutton goes to South Florida, has pitched once on the Cape, 3 1/3, gave up 2 runs. He's from Ackworth, Georgia. That's about 40 minutes from Atlanta. Kind of around the area where the Atlanta Braves play. Crowd kind of filed out here.
Yeah.
Not too much to watch. Past 8 o'clock on Sunday night, the 1-1. O'Leary takes. Sutton at South Florida appeared 20 times, started 3 games, 48 innings of action, a really solid 4.31 ERA. Walked 23, struck out 56 in 48 innings. Now he's on the Cape for his second appearance. 2-1. In the dirt. Wouldn't it be something, Milo? Keep us here for about an hour in the bottom of the ninth.
An 8-run comeback? That would be one of the better comebacks I've seen in my entire life.
I think it'd be the best one. A Father's Day gift.
Wouldn't that be special?
All the Mariner dads. If you're still tuned in on Cape League TV, we wish you another happy Father's Day.
I mean, listen, 8-run innings are very heard of. You know, crooked number. Wareham put up 6 runs last night.
You're right. They only needed one more, but they got 4 in one swing.
Right, exactly.
Payoff, or pardon me, 3-1. Oh, that's right there on the outside corner. Counts full. O'Leary 1 for 3, doubled in the 7th. Harwich has 7 hits tonight. That's been somewhat typical for the Mariners. Harwich came into this game with a team batting average of .251. Good for the number 1 spot on the Cape. Payoff. Harwich leads the Cape in runs scored, batting average, slugging percentage, .351, stolen bases, 33, and walks with 35.
I'm going to make a prediction that the Y-D Red Sox are going to be atop that average category after tonight.
They're also now going to lead the runs category.
Yep.
Another payoff. That's away. Leadoff man aboard in the 9th.
The left fielder from Northeastern, number 3, Ryan Garrity.
Garrity get another crack at it here in the 9th. 1 for 3, singled in the 2nd. Garrity was caught stealing in the 2nd to end that inning. The Mariners only have 1 stolen base tonight. And coming in through 7 games, have had 35 stolen bases.
And that was similar to yesterday with the walks.
Garrity pops this one up, shallow left field. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Yesterday, the Mariners didn't walk as much. Today, they're not stealing as many bases. They're getting away from sort of what made them so good in the first few games here.
From Kent State, number 14, Micah Kirikoff.
And probably a good time for an off day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Back-to-back losses. This one wraps up. Going into the second off day of the summer, 5-3 is not half bad. First pitch, Kirikoff inside.
Yeah, exactly. If you were to say 8 games into the year, you're 5-3, you would take that almost every time. I mean, baseball is a game where you're not going to go out there and win every single night. That's just how it is.
Y-D is practically doing that right now.
It's true.
They're about to win 7 of their first 8 contests on the Cape. Scott Pickler, the winningest manager in Cape League history. He surpassed 600 wins. Micah takes down the middle. Count goes to 1-2. Kirikoff has reached twice tonight on an error in the 5th and then walked in the 7th. 0 for 2. Flew out in the 2nd. Top of the order looming on deck. 2-strike pitch. Spiked in the dirt. Sutton, kind of a dramatic finish there as he left the rubber. The Mariners scored in the bottom of the first, and then Y-D tied it in the top of the second and really took off from there. After the Mariners' run in the bottom of the first, Y-D proceeded to score 10 unanswered runs. Similar to what Harwich did to Katuitt on Tuesday of this week, the Mariners were down 5-0 and then scored 11 unanswered runs, won the game 11-8. This one more of a blowout for Y-D tonight. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, slider in the dirt. That was a nice pitch, and Harwich down to their final out.
Yep.
The right fielder from
That's just a
Boston
really
College,
nice
number
off-speed
4,
down in the
Colin
dirt.
Larson.
And fooled Kirchhoff on that one.
Here's Larson, a guy who sometimes bunts his way aboard. Probably not going to be doing that in this situation. Right on left matchup with Sutton, trying to shut things down. Give Y-D their 7th win of the summer, down and in ball 1. Mariner fans, remember, even on the off day tomorrow, stick around on our social media pages. Plenty of content coming out. Our beat writer, Michael Laba, posts stories almost every single day. He's working on a couple features to get to know the Mariners better and better every single day. It's so early in this summer. You know, the 8th game of a 40-game regular season. And Harwich is off to a nice start, although tonight has been a bummer. 2-0. Up and away. 3 consecutive pitches outside of the zone to Larson. Charlie Bussey on deck. That's in there.
I think you said it perfectly. Off day tomorrow coming up the perfect time for the Mariners. Trying to reset, forget about these 2 games, and get back on track after it.
3-1. Cut on and miss. The count goes full. Harwich down to their final strike tonight. Runner at first, O'Leary will get a head start on this pitch. But it's been all Y-D tonight. 3 homers, 2 from the first baseman, Tommy Gooden, 14 hits as a team, some spectacular defense. And the foul from Larson will keep us here for at least one more.
Good thing for that screen right there.
Netting pros.
Stadionic.
We're starting to memorize those ad reads.
Yeah.
Look at the scouts, though. Seriously, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
They don't care what the score is.
No.
Look at that. I mean, how many of those guys are writing stuff down right now? Payoff pitch again. Weak flare, shallow center field, and did that trickle away? It's in play.
Oh.
And the Mariners score.
Oh, my goodness.
Y-D was already on the field. It was a Houdiniac from the center fielder, Kettleson, maybe trying to steal an out because he completely turned around. It didn't really look like he caught it based on his mannerisms. He would have been arguing.
Yeah, he got a really weird jump on that ball, went back, and then sprinted in. And then it bounced in front of him. Let's see. Oh, yeah, popped out. So he had it in his glove, and then it just fell out.
O'Leary scores an RBI double for Colin Larson. He'll take that. And it's now 10-3. Charlie Bussey gets an at-bat. 9th inning extends. The Mariners put up 1 in the 8th. They now scratch 1 across here in the 9th, showing some life. 8 hits as a team. First pitch, Bussey takes strike 1. Shout out to our producer, Sawyer Goldwyn, tonight. Still ripping out instant replays here in a 7-run game, bottom of the 9th. Andrew Raber on the camera. 0-1 misses. Got Tessa Torres over there. on the third base camera. You can see our photographer Marlena over the right shoulder of the righty Sutton. Bussey fights one off, 1-2. A lot to look forward to the rest of the way. Cape League just getting started. We're starting to see more and more parity every day in this league. I mean, heck, Harwich looked unbeatable and then lost to a team in Wareham who came into last night with a run differential in the negatives north of -20.
Anything can happen.
It's been a Y-D beat down tonight. The 1-2 to Bussey in the dirt, 2-2. Y-D and their pitching staff has truly been consistent all year, though. A 2.36 team ERA, number 1 in the Cape coming into tonight. They've held the Mariners to 3 runs, and the runs in the 8th and 9th maybe not so significant in a game like this. 2-strike pitch. Outside. Bussey will see a payoff pitch. Julio Solier on deck.
Hey, good at bat right here from Bussey. Didn't necessarily know he was going to get an at bat today. Now he's digging in. And he's putting together a real competitive one.
Bussey pinch hit for Peltier in the 8th inning. It wasn't really competitive. Struck out on 3 pitches. He's grinding here in the 9th. Another 3-2. In the dirt, ball 4. Kind of a sarcastic laugh from a couple Mariner fans. But hey, Solier's going to get an at-bat. 2 on, 2 out. Mariners down by 7. A 10-3 game in the bottom of the 9th on Father's Day.
The shortstop from BC, number 7, Julio Solier.
I don't know if it takes a genius to guess what the catcher Mateo Cerna is saying to the righty Sutton.
I think strike was probably brought up a lot, that word.
I know you're right.
Thank you.
Gotta be. Solier, 0 for 1. He pinch hit for the starting shortstop Smolinski today in the 8th. He popped up to the second baseman call. See if he can extend this 9th inning. One more hitter. Outside, it gets away. Both runners advance. And now 2 in scoring position for the M's.
I mean, runners on second and third right now. Solier single probably brings home 2 runs, and it makes the final score look a little bit less bad for the Mariners.
It also helps your stats a little bit.
Helps your stats a lot.
And that matters a lot in a league like this. Matters everywhere now. Game is so statistically driven. Analytics play a big role, even out here on the Cape. 1-0. Solier takes a strike. So Chatham's going to hold on to beat Hyannis most likely. They're up 8-1 in the 8th inning. Hyannis is going to fall to 3-5 on the summer, and that's the Mariners' next opponent. How about Wareham? They're up 7-5, trying to win 2 in a row for the first time all summer over Falmouth. Solier, liner, caught. If one play could define tonight, there's been a couple of those, but Avery Ortiz snatches away the Mariners' 9th inning rally, and the Red Sox hold on to win 10-3 in the game that was hyped up to be the game of the summer so far in the Young Cape Cod Baseball League season. A 10-3 domination from the Y-D Red Sox.
Yep, I think that's accurate. 10-3, and domination is a good word to describe it. Mariners got up 1-0. It felt like this was going to be a tight game, a close one, and Y-D tied it up at 1 apiece, and then the wheels were blown off. And the long balls start to come for Y-D, and the Mariners had no answer. So an off day, had a good time. Everyone trying to reset, take the day off, and then come back on Tuesday and try to get back in the win column.
It'll be a matchup with the Harbor Hawks on Tuesday on the road. We'll be on the radio, the Mariners radio network. Y-D 10, 14 hits. They only left 6 on base with 14 hits. Committed 2 errors defensively, did not cost them. Harwich, 3 runs, 8 hits, 6 left on base. That's all she wrote. The Mariners have lost 2 in a row for the first time all summer. Y-D improves to 7-1. Harwich still comfortably above 500 at 5-3. But once again, from my partner Milo Hoffman, our producer Sawyer Goldwine, I'm Luke Brenneman saying Happy Father's Day from Harwich. So long and good night from Whitehouse Field.